It's blinking. So we're live on something. It's just debatable what we're live on. All right, we're live on something here with no Carnival parking, number 16. Still don't have it figured out.
16?
You're off, motherfucker. It's just me. We're brought to you by nobody yet, but it's fine. Just ourselves. Tonight we bring you our guest is Luke Rothschild. Hold on, let me turn you guys on.
You're not live on Facebook, I'll tell you that much.
No?
Nope.
You got to refresh the page. Maybe. You don't know.
I did.
All right. That's Luke, everybody. He's our guest for this evening.
Luke
How's it
Rothschild.
Rothschild.
Not
How about
related?
How
I
quick
know.
before I could ask him the question?
that? He already said not related.
Not related to any rich bankers. If I was, I probably wouldn't be hanging out here with you guys.
Definitely
Fancy
would not
great
be
people.
an attic here.
That's a hell of a point.
So, guys, before...
Oh, no. And I'll introduce you. Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
We can't. Everybody gets excited.
Sorry.
Introduce to you the two co-hosts. I guess we're three co-hosts. It's not like I'm the main guy. We're my other co-hosts. Mike Romanelli.
What's up, everyone?
Nobody answered. there was silence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And Henry Suarez.
Yo, what up? What up?
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I need to turn it up. Hold on.
Where's my intro music?
Oh,
Hit me.
I turned up the wrong channel. There we go. I got
There
it.
we go.
God, I'm rock
Yeah.
hard right now.
There we go.
That was a proper intro.
Solid.
I should have done that. And Luke Rothschild.
I like how you guys.
Ooh.
I give you a little.
We don't even. I don't even need to bring the turntables in now.
I
We're
know.
set.
We definitely
That's it,
need to
it's
get
over.
everybody headphones.
It's a good tactic.
Or a little microphone.
You just outnumber the guests.
We're working
Yeah.
Bombard the guest with fucking people that he doesn't know. Nice to meet, though.
We're waiting for our Lord and Savior, Donald Trump, to give us more money and we could buy more stuff for the
That's
studio.
true. Is more money coming?
No.
Big man upstairs. He said he's not going to sign off on it.
Yeah, they said no way, and they said that the what's his name, fucking Droopy Magoo. He said that the $600 checks are fucking ending immediately. So everybody that thinks that fucking I got it made on unemployment, like that shit's gonna run out.
So
I
the
don't know if
studio
you knew
was
that
going
or
to look like this
not.
for the next 3 years.
I thought it was probably by August 1st. They said the 600 because I've looked into that because I've been enjoying that thoroughly.
I got the
Back for
1200,
me.
and that's it.
That's
Because
all- that's all
I
got, man.
I get that per week. Can I say
from the government.
This fucking
From the
guy.
government.
Why would you
He
work?
is a Rothschild. I told
He's
you.
he's like, I love the government.
No, dude, I applied for unemployment. They said you're getting 600, and then we're gonna give you another 600 just because we like you.
Wow.
Because your
Because
name.
your last name.
Because my last name.
Yeah,
Definitely.
600
I do get some
600,000.
perks.
600,000.
Yeah,
He got 100K and a fucking 6-year-old Guatemalan.
Yo, I'd be funny as fuck if I was making that much money.
that's worth much more
Yeah.
than 100K. I would just sell that
It's
off.
like
You know?
they gave me the extra $600 and a private jet to an island that was full of kids.
Epstein's new island that no one knows about.
Yeah, it's the new one.
That's where they flew him to out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where it is. Come
Of
on.
course.
Come on, Rothschild. I'm just
Dudes
fucking-
like that just don't die in jail.
His bank account was activated 3 days after he died.
Was it?
Pull it
I
up.
didn't
Show,
know that.
show me the proof.
Pull
Yeah,
it
no,
up.
that's true.
Pull it up.
Guys, I
Too
know
much
everything
on
I
this
say sounds
computer
like a
here to
fucking-
be searching the.
Show me the proof.
What are we streaming on now?
Someone look it up. I
'Cause we're
promise.
not on the Facebook.
Look
We're
up
on the
Let's see it.
Epstein's
Wirecast.
bank account reactivated. 100%. I will bet you guys.
I
I'll bet
buy
you that
it.
$10.
I'm sure
I'll
we're
have
on
to look into
Twitch.
it. Yeah, you're a trustworthy guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that from many people. Appreciate that.
Because it's
I've only known you
definitely
like
not
20
true.
minutes.
I like that, Luke.
so
You have known this kid for
when we
about 8
open up
minutes.
the dojo, you will get 10 minutes.
There
I
you
promise
go.
you.
Yeah.
10 minutes? I'm ready. I could do 10 minutes in my sleep.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like that.
man.
So,
I'm
Luke, so
itching.
you
I'm
do
itching.
comedy, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm itching to get back, man.
How long have you been on stage? Or how long have you been doing
Almost 2 years. It'll be
2
2
years?
years in like September.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was your first time on stage? What made you get up there?
I went to a mic because I wanted to do it my whole life. Like it's all my comics, a lot of times, like their life kind of leads up to it. You go through so much shit, and your whole life you're kind of on. You know, you're on stage.
Yep.
Even when you're growing up, but no one appreciates it, right? Because
Yeah.
it's in the wrong settings. Is that what you do here? You just say, you go, yep.
No, I want to hear. No,
No,
I'm,
no, no,
I'm
no,
really
sorry,
listening
sorry.
to you.
Okay,
I'm really
okay,
listening. I'm
okay.
really listening to you.
Just making sure. No, so I went to this mic, and then there was this guy I met before before the mic started, and I wasn't planning on going on. I wasn't planning on going up, but he bombed so hard. He was talking to me how fun it is. He bombed so hard. I put my name on right after him. Did better than him, you know, and then just kept going.
And nothing written, nothing planned.
Nothing written,
Just
nothing
went up there.
planned. Just went up there. I solid 5 minutes. Had some jokes I've written in the past that I knew I would get out sometime, and I made it work. Oh, we're live
We're
on
on
the
Facebook, bro,
And
There you go.
and Twitch.
Is that still your style now? Like, you just go up there and kind of riff, or do you
I
do you
got-
put focus into like writing jokes, or
Definitely put focus into writing jokes, but they'll never come out the same way each time, you
Okay.
know. And that's kind of at least when I'm at a mic practicing it, you know. You
play to
always
the
got to
room
change
and
it up. You always got to
shift it to who you see there, etc.
shift it to who you see there, shift it to what's working, and then just, you know, my thing is every time some comic said this before, that you do your joke and then try to do 3 more sentences about it, you know.
Yeah.
Because
that makes sense.
even if like it's for you, you're up there for you, unless you're doing a show and you're doing, you know, a guest spot or a real spot, whatever it is. But if it's just, you just gotta have fun with it.
That's actually the more the funny stuff, when the people, you know, you're telling the joke and then you start to add on, and then you trail off, and it's like,
That's
forget
where
it.
I've
So
gotten some
moving
of
on,
my
and then
best
that's like the
punchlines.
best. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it's like, damn, that was fun. You know, like a Mitch Hedberg type thing. He's like,
Yeah.
all right.
What got you guys into comedy? Like, well, I know you're not doing comedy, but like you're around it enough to where like you just have
Wow.
always enjoyed it.
Oh wow, that's that's a crazy question. What
Deep-
got me into
deep
comedy?
thinker.
No, because what got me into comedy is like I don't want to be name dropped. I don't want to do that shit right now.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
No,
So I'll
but
just
your
say that-
passion
And
for
especially
comedy.
because we don't
I'll
have the
just say
name
this.
drop
I'll
button
just
yet.
say this. So
Name,
I'll say this.
name,
I,
name, go.
one of my best friends in the world was a fight promoter,
Okay.
and I used to travel around everywhere with him, and we hung out with everyone, and when we would do, a lot of times there's comedy shows in between, the day before, or whatever, the day after of these big fights. So I would go on the road with him, and I knew everybody in that scene of the MMA scene.
Yeah.
And
Was it the big MMA scene, or was it like a smaller kind of
no, the
subsection?
like the biggest you
The
can,
biggest
you know,
you can
the
go.
biggest you can go,
So
like
like-
all those promotions,
like Dana White type.
yeah, all those
Okay.
kind of people.
Yeah.
And I had this is about 2009, and
So earlier on.
I loved comedy as a kid.
Mhm.
I remember stealing my dad's Andrew Dice Clay tapes, watching Delirious, like very young and like loving it, and then it kind of just went away, and I forgot about it. I just started working and all this shit. But anyway, so I would go and travel with my buddy. It'd be his, like, you know, kind of his, I don't want to say gopher, but kind of his gopher for all these. He was a manager for all these guys, and I would just
Yeah.
travel with him.
Yeah.
So we go everywhere, and we would start going to these comedy shows. And a very big comic one day, kind of very randomly, just I saw him at a weigh-ins, and he asked for a little bit of. We were talking for a while. We hit it off, and we hung out the whole day, and we were having fun, whatever. And he was making me crack up, and I had no idea he was a comic at the time. I didn't even know how big he was. I really didn't know much about the guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, you're so fucking funny, and we're blazing. I'm just dying laughing. I can't even control myself. And his buddy's like, you don't know what he does. I'm like, what? He's like, he's a comic. I'm like, oh, really? I thought he was like me, like another friend of a fighter.
Just a guy.
He's like, bro, take a shower, come back to my hotel room, and we're gonna head over to the House of Blues. And he headlined this place and crushed. I sat front row, and I always knew, because I've been awake for a long time, about just reality of life.
Yeah.
And I always knew that, like, laughter is the greatest medicine. So I'd always watch like funny movies or really disturbing but yet funny cartoons and things like that. But I haven't hit stand up for a while.
That must have been crazy to see someone like you just met that you just, you know, thought were buddies, and then he crushed.
Insane.
Just
And
to,
I'm front row, like spotlights on us. We're part of the act. I'm like, I just met him, but it was awesome. It was a cool.
that's how you know they're a real comic. You know, there's too many people I know that start 3 months later. They're telling their friends and family. Everybody knows they're doing jokes on stage. Yeah, but like the real comic just lives it and fucking
just does it.
doesn't
man.
have to talk it.
They're so punk rock comics. So that got me. So I went home. Never really saw the guy ever again.
Yeah.
I have, but you know, whatever. I've seen him just now because I'm in the comedy world. But it's been a while, and I went home, and I started YouTubing comics, YouTubing the opener, and watching, and then life happened, and I just was grinding. You know, I put all my eggs into the restaurant basket,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to get the restaurant going. And I opened up, like, from that time, I opened up 3 or 4 more concepts. And then I got to this location that you're in right now, and they're doing great. And they had this room, and I to backtrack even more, I used to be a rave promoter.
Okay.
So putting on concerts or raves or whatever was my
You
thing.
knew what to do already.
Putting on events is my
Yeah.
thing, right? I even tried to do a couple MMA events. Like putting on events is my thing.
Mhm.
So, but I have a family now, just to kind of get you where we're at, and I got to get a job. I got to make money. So this location I got brought into, and I started making it happen. But then we had this room up here, and I'm like, let's just mess with comedy.
Yeah.
Because I became a big comedy fan. Like, let's just try it. And it actually, a group of people from Staten Island hit me up on an email on Facebook and said, "Can we try comedy?" I was thinking about it, and I didn't know where to go. I was emailing like way too bigger comics, and looking at it like, "Oh, this is crazy." And then she hit me up, and I was like, "You know what? Let's give you a shot." So we did it once a month.
Nice.
And then I kind of started micromanaging her, to be honest with you, because I know how to throw events. And I'm like, "You're doing this wrong. I want to do the flyer this way.
Yeah.
We got to get this person."
And that's always been here.
Here in
Okay.
this place. I actually forgot about it because I've thrown so many events. One of my buddies, who's now my lawyer, he said to me, "Do you remember in I forget what year it was? Do you remember when you tried comedy on a Tuesday night?" I forgot about this. That I tried comedy 10, 15 years ago.
Wow.
Doing it, and it failed miserably. We would get 3-4 people. It was horrible. It's
Yeah.
actually a way better style room too. Very low ceilings under the place,
And
it never worked out.
That's
It never worked out. But at that point, my heart wasn't in comedy. I was just trying to fill every night in this room.
And with the internet these days, it's so much
Yes,
easier to
yes.
fill.
So that's how we started comedy here. And the first day, we got really spoiled because the first night we had a comic named Chris Roach,
Yeah, of course.
and he sold out. But he was also on that show at Kevin James, so it was very easy to like parlay that. And we sold out. Like when I tell you we sold it was crazy. And then we
That's how
kind of.
little I pay attention to comedy.
I
I've no
know.
idea who that
I
is.
realize that most of you motherfuckers don't, but that's cool. I like that.
You know who that is?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the name. I could
Staten
not give you a
Island, I
joke,
think
but he's
he
New
was-
Yorker, yeah.
Yeah, he was on the
There's
show with
so
Kevin James.
many
He was on the show with Kevin
comedians,
James, though.
that are
I got
good.
lucky. Like, it was a perfect
Yeah,
storm. Like,
yeah,
he was
yeah.
on that show, not King of Queens, whatever his next show was,
Mhm.
and it was hot. So it was like,
What was
when you
that?
put that
Yeah.
little fucking thing there.
Yeah.
So we killed it. I believe, like, our next 3-4 shows were amazing. Then we're getting to the summertime, and Artie Lang hit me up. So
Oh,
I
yeah?
rode his wave. So then Artie used to bless this place, and that's how I met Bob Levy. And I got very lucky, man. And my life with
Yeah.
promoting has always been luck. You know, there's a little bit of luck, and,
Alright,
I know it's annoying, but it's true. Like I put my all into it.
Mhm.
Like when I go home, all I'm doing is researching comics. All I'm doing is trying to figure out who we got to get for this spot. But then don't get me wrong, we had our like 6-month run of every night was packed, and then
Yeah,
we did
killing
our
it.
shows where we have this crazy lineup.
Mhm.
And we have people who are flying in from LA. You know, I'm going to the Comedy Store and I'm getting people from the Comedy Store and bring them here. I've had
Yeah?
embarrassing I've had
Wow.
embarrassing nights where we bring them here and
And nothing.
10 people show up because I picked
Yeah.
the wrong weekend. Because I'm not thinking like that. My ego gets in the way.
Yeah, because you've seen it.
I'm
work,
like, oh,
and
we're-
you're not
yeah.
thinking. You just assume it's going to continue working, and because you're bringing in the talent for it.
Yeah, so I'm
makes
thinking like,
sense.
I know this. You
Yeah.
know, like I said, my ego got in the
Is
way.
he as down to earth a guy as people say, Artie Lang? Yeah.
Dude, more
Good
down
guy,
to earth,
right?
more down to earth than any of us in this room. Down to earth doesn't even fuck, bro. When I
Yeah.
had the best heart to heart with Artie, I was going to take garbage out because it was just like when shit gets overwhelming here. I just like do like weird things like wash dishes or take garbage out. So I was taking the garbage out. It was crazy. There's too many people in the room. It's hot. It's an August night.
Oh yeah.
So I'm taking garbage out, and I hear, Romanelli. I'm like, what the fuck? It's Artie just smoking a cigarette by the dumpster. He's about to go on in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And we had the best fucking 10-minute conversation about life. Artie's the fucking man.
Yeah.
Artie's the man. He is to the point where like it's time to like pay him and talk to him, and people would like hop on his back and do selfies, like rude.
Yeah.
Rude. Straight
Very-
up, I'm
very
getting
weird
mad. I'm
stuff,
like, what
and
the
he wouldn't
fuck?
even
And,
key to-
and he smiles.
Yeah.
And shakes their hand. Doesn't get
Wow.
mad.
Wow.
He could be in the middle of talking about, okay, how much did I make tonight, Mike? Blah, blah, blah. Someone jumps in the conversation and does not. When I tell you, hold, stop, shake the hands. That's why I hate when people I hate when I see nasty shit about Artie online. because that dude's been through a lot and he's the fucking man. And I would love to get him back. But from my relationship with Artie is where I met the great Bob Levy.
Yes.
And
yeah, I've seen he's been here.
Yeah,
a
Bob
lot.
is a mentor in comedy to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's where I got into comedy, and then I got really, really serious. Then I got really serious to the point where we were doing it once a month on the time period I'm telling you, and then within 3-4 months we're doing it 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow. So it was kind of a comedy club functioning as a comedy club most of the week, half the week.
Oh, yeah.
Upstairs. Here.
Upstairs.
Oh yeah, upstairs.
I don't know how I missed out on that.
Open
man.
mic and dude, we started creating a scene.
Yeah.
We actually started creating a scene in New Jersey, which is amazing. I would love it. Like on a Wednesday. Wednesday was the day that I would work until 1 o'clock. Wednesday's more of my day off, but it was open mic night.
Worth it. Yeah.
So I stumble in here and in the hallway you just see comics. I mean, not once again. I will name drop this because I think he would want me to. It got to the point where Mike Marino is just dropping in every Wednesday to do open mic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like Mike Marino's here. At first it was like, oh my god. Now it's like, oh yeah, okay, hey, what's up, Mike? You know, it got to the point where we started creating a scene, and it sucks because I don't know what's gonna happen with comedy. Do you guys have an idea? What's your idea?
How would we have any idea?
I think.
versus you?
Well, I mean, I hope it's back. But yeah, how do we have an opinion?
You own a business, or at least you've paid attention to or been told the law.
Yeah, I think
so
I
we
mean,
don't
you don't want to
even
hear
have
my
any
idea.
fucking idea.
You don't want to hear what I
Yeah,
was
what's
I think
your idea?
2021. Sadly.
Yeah.
Sad.
Shut
It's
up.
Yeah.
fucking
Come on.
sad.
Yes.
And it's crazy. But that's how people
It's
think.
ridiculous.
I look at how people act and think, and it makes it
Yes, you're right,
more
Luke.
real to me.
That's true.
And it bothers the hell out of me. But what can
People
you
are
do?
scared. We're not scared. We're here. People are scared.
There will be mics for comics.
This is
with
like
comics.
a 30-foot table, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, we're all
online.
6 foot apart.
There,
It's a huge table.
there'll be those like places like maybe this, opens a mic, because you'll get 20 comics, people itching to do comedy, but you won't get anybody else watching. You
That's
might get those-
normal.
yeah.
You know what the other thing, Luke?
Yeah,
Look, the other thing is, and I've been saying to like a lot of my friends in comedy, is okay. So we could seat 80 people in their room, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's say they say 50%. So I can put 40. Well, what does 40 mean? 40 means now, because the reason why I have so many comics play here is I take care of them,
Yeah.
right? So, but now we got to work on 40.
And
80 to 100 is a nice number.
the
Now we gotta
money's
work
not
on 40.
coming in with 40. It doesn't work out for you financially as well.
Well,
as you would like.
I'm not so worried about me, dude. I have a rock and rolling business downstairs, so that's something I have to say that is easier for me. Is that comedy is so extra. Read all, you know what I mean? Whatever
Yeah.
happens, we do 15 people. Sometimes I'm like, guys, I'm never bummed. I'm more bummed for the comic
Oh,
than
yeah.
I am for the business because it's an extra room. It's sitting there. You know, I look at it as a businessman. It's an extra room. It's sitting there.
Sure.
So if you make anything, it's better than nothing,
Definitely.
right? If
Definitely.
the server makes anything better than she was going to get cut, but now she's going to go home with 20, maybe 50, or God knows what else. She's happy.
Yeah.
So it's always a happy
You
thing
created
for us.
3 more jobs.
Yeah. We created a lot of jobs. But if you do, the problem is, okay.
Really
you get
great
X, Y,
jobs.
Z,
Let me
the
tell
best
you,
jobs in the world.
the jobs that he created were great.
The best jobs.
Been very busy creating jobs.
But my point is,
They get to laugh at their job. It's very important.
We
It's
get-
underestimated how much important it is to laugh at your job.
but seriously, Luke, my point is, if you get a big name, right?
Yeah.
And now he's got to work off of 40. So there's only 1 or 2 ways to do it, right? There's 2 ways to do it. You either, now that $20 ticket turns into a $40 ticket. I'm not cool with that because I like that this is a blue collar. Anybody can go, whatever. You could spend $80 for you and your girl and have a fucking night of,
Yeah.
oh my God, you had so much fun, which is, you can't go to Chili's for $80.
Exactly.
But you can go see a A+ comic, have a couple drinks, get in, and you're
I
like,
mean,
They won't let you in the door at Chili's.
no, but you guys know
With
what I mean.
$80.
Include one shot with everybody's ticket.
No, I
That
can't do it. It's
way.
against the law. But you guys know what I mean, right? So now, if I got to
a
charge
gift.
$40,
Mhm.
now that person's paying $120 for it.
Every night of comedy is the day of your daughter's wedding, and then you get to give away free shots by law. I'm pretty sure that's law, right?
My daughter's
That
That
fucking-
sounds about right.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding, and you ask me for a favor.
Fucking Ginzo. So That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of. I don't want comedy to become a rich man's game. I
No,
really
it
don't.
shouldn't be.
And the cool thing is like when I talk to the bigger
Yeah,
comics,
you want rich people because then they're the ones that buy the
I
more
know,
stuff.
but I don't. I do and I don't, man. Like I said, like this place is not. It's extra. I do this because I love it. Clint, most people.
40 rich people sounds pretty good.
We could do private fucking corporate parties. That's a side note. But on a Friday and Saturday night for the regular folk,
Luke will bring his family for
Yeah.
$40.
after I leave this place, it'll be a fucking $500 place. They're like, if the Rothschild opens up, we got $500 plates. Don't worry. What?
It's a good way to upcharge, yeah.
But seriously, I'm scared of that. I don't want that to happen. I really don't want it to be. I don't want that to happen in my industry at all. Like I don't want to be where all of a sudden I have to cut it in half. Now prices go through the roof.
It
and
just
it's
sucks
only-
because it's not dependent. Like you don't get the say in that.
No, I
really,
don't. I
you get to
don't.
promote the best you
I
can,
don't.
but at the end of the day, sadly, the people that are scared wearing masks in their own house.
Yeah.
Are,
Well, the
drive on
issue.
masks on.
I really wouldn't want those people watching my show anyway, but like they add to the crowd.
Do you believe in the killing of the middle class?
Do I believe in the killing of the
Like
middle
gutting
class?
the middle class?
Gut-
Like, do you think that's an agenda?
Do
He's
I
not
think-
asking if you want to do it. That's what it
No,
sounded
no,
like.
no, no, no,
He's
no.
like,
into
are you
that.
trying to gut the
Yeah.
middle
I hate-
class?
dude, that's why I hate my last name because God forbid I ever get somewhere. Like, dude, people are just gonna think like I was put there by like some record executive. You know,
Guys,
like,
if you slow this recording down, you'll see his eyes change to a lizard.
people are gonna, like, they don't think
100%.
I'm having any skill. Like, so I want to cut off the child. I just want to be Luke Roth.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'll change my stage name
Luke
if it comes
Child would be
Luke
interesting.
Child.
Yeah, I
Luke
like
Child. It works.
I think-
Look,
I
that's
think you should
childish
name
Luke.
it the Rothburger because that's a horrible name, and who would name themselves that on purpose? You know what I mean? It's a foolproof plan.
No, but I
yeah.
I heard you were a free-thinking person, so I just want to say, do you see the agenda of gutting the middle class? Because I see it loud and fucking clear.
How do you see it? Give me your examples.
Shutting
dude,
these
it's
businesses
started. It
down.
started.
Yeah, I mean, shutting the businesses down for one. The business owners, the small businesses are the ones getting hit, which are going to be the middle class, upper middle class.
Well,
folk.
why is Walmart open and like mom and pop hardware
Exactly.
not?
Because they consider it a specialty. Because they have.
All right, 1 second. I'll be right back, guys.
He'll be back, guys. But that's a good question, though. Why is Walmart open? Why can you order? It's just interesting to see the big corporations just taking over even more.
Yeah,
doing this.
exactly.
you know?
Well, that's
It would make you wonder, like, if someone came, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, we'll take some money if we can spread a virus around," then people will be confined to their
Yeah.
house and they'll be buying everything from your website. Either
You
that or
think
just
Jeff-
worked out for their favor.
you think
Bezos.
Bezos. I know that every social media with a live platform right now, we talked about this before, is jizzing in their pants.
Oh yeah,
This is what they wanted.
and
they're
Zoom
like,
loves it.
they're like that guy. Yeah, exactly. Standing next to the tree
Mm-hmm.
in the yellow suit, and he's just like.
They don't want this to end.
There's a wife in his hands. They're trying to make it not end,
They're
huh?
trying to make it not end. It keeps getting pushed back. May 15th in New York, in my state, May 15th was the end date, and then it's been pushed back. And now they're doing a phase thing where there's different phases to
Yeah.
it. But mind you, best case scenario, the fourth phase isn't going to end for months. Probably.
How long until you can get hand jobs again?
they just open up the hand jobs?
Phase.
Phase one.
That was phase point
No,
five.
No, that was stayed open. That was
Yeah.
necessity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those are-
Essential.
I
Those are
thought they
essential
were going to
workers,
stay open for all those
frontliners.
politicians, dude. Because come on, their wives don't love them.
They were getting backstreet hand
Oh
jobs.
yeah.
Well, that was, I have a private golf course like right in the backyard.
Uh-huh.
You've been
Business
there.
as usual the whole
And
time.
No, but I mean, that place was empty for fucking 3 weeks, and because they closed the parks, and that sucks because I'm always hiking and stuff. And then, those motherfuckers got their way right away. They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, the parks are." Dude, that place is so busy. That's all I hear all day. Whack,
Mm-hmm.
whack.
yeah.
Those
They're like,
motherfuckers-
I'm social distancing.
Yeah, ridiculous. You're not
gonna let me
play fucking golf.
There was only 40 of us in the clubhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're only a hop, skip, and a jump from Bedminster. So how surprising is that?
Do the Rothschilds live in Bedminster?
Definitely.
What is your mansion
Oh, I
in
forgot to
Bedminster
go live
look like?
on the audio.
Yeah. I wish I had a good living situation because then I would go into that. But, I don't. If you saw my house, you would, you'd be worried for me and my
You're not a
well-being.
Rothschild.
Definitely not a Rothschild.
So you asked me about the
Just
middle
a
class.
child. The middle
Fake
class
ass
being ravaged by
Rothschild.
this whole
Yeah,
thing.
so it started off right with the urban community, obviously in the 80s and 90s, with
Yeah.
the rap music, the crack cocaine, the whole thing. So we put all of them in jail, right? All the projects. We have privatized prisons. We started there.
And they incentivized single-family households. They paid women extra in those communities if they weren't married.
Absolutely, right? So you have all that all those incentives.
Mm-hmm.
You have all the incentives to lock someone up. If Johnny Businessman has a bag of cocaine on him and he gets caught, he goes to jail for like a couple days. But if one of my friends is slanging crack on the street, they're going to jail for a very long time. If you get straight 3 times, they're going for life. So you had this whole fucking war on drugs, this whole thing that started in the 80s, went to the 90s, got even crazier. People getting caught with fucking sheets of acid, they're still in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end of the 90s comes after everyone and their mother got fucking prescribed Oxycontin, right? And then they say, you're not allowed to take it anymore. And then we go to war with Iraq and Afghanistan, and we're guarding poppy fields. We're not burning them. And then heroin comes cheaper than fucking, you know how like oil right now is like if you take it, like you owe them money, like or they owe you money or whatever. It's like that's the way heroin was for fucking
Early 2000s.
That's what heroin was.
Yeah, the whole.
You get the purest heroin in Patterson, New Jersey. After you can't get the pills.
Yeah. Right
So your
after.
doctor gave them to you for fucking 5 years. He said, no, that's all it was. So it was flooded. So that's where we get creeping into the white, the not even white, the middle class, upper middle class. It went to the suburbia, let's call it.
Mhm.
Right? Went from urban to suburbia. It sounds so corny. And there's so many things like what's up is down is so corny is that they're just trying to kill fucking families. They don't want the family together, whoever they are. They don't want the family together. So it starts with the drugs, and and I think the opiate thing is just destroying everyone. I mean, bro, the amount of people that are dead in my circle from that shit, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
started because they broke their hand skateboarding or whatever the fuck happened, and next thing you know, they became a junk box and they're dead. And now it's the fentanyl,
Just like that.
right?
Yeah.
And just kill them. So kill all the fathers. Let's just kill them all. And now we're in this fucking weird, crazy financial disaster where they're saying we can't open. Like you guys were saying, I had to talk to somebody, but you guys were talking about how the box stores are allowed to be open. And everyone's staying on top of each other. I go to those things all the time. I don't want to go there, but I got to go because I need certain things for my house.
Mhm.
And everyone's standing on top of each other. I try really hard to go to like a garden center. But the box stores, they're all open. Walmart, they never closed. Their numbers are up through the fucking roof. And it's just like, I feel like it's this slow rollout. They just started with the urban communities. They destroyed them. Had them killing each other. I'm sorry, but like we had Clint's co-host on, and he was in Illinois, and he's talking about how he can get any gun. I said, I thought you had the craziest laws. He said, no, that's just Chicago. I go, what?
Yeah, only in the city. So you can travel outside of Chicago and
So
get a gun.
wait a minute. He's like, no, I can get anything I want. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know that.
That's been the gun thing for me too. They try to focus on outlawing rifles and ARs and things, but then you look at the majority, and that comes after the big emotion from the big story of people getting shot in a school. But then you look at the majority of gun deaths, and it's all handguns. No one ever talks about outlawing handguns, Because
Well, in New Jersey, it's very hard to get a handgun. But I know what you're saying. For the most part, like I can get an AR right now or an AK. I need to go talk to the chief of police to get another handgun, right? But it's what's up is what's down, and I think I want to start a movement where I think if African Americans and Hispanics that are legal, if you want to fucking revolt, you want to rise against the machine, exercise your Second Amendment. Nothing scares them more when you say, no, I'm an American citizen and I deserve my fucking card and I live in XYZ, Patterson, Newark, wherever.
Yeah.
Do that. And the problem is that I've hung out with a lot of blacks or Hispanics that are doing the right thing and they're like, no, I'm against guns. I go, yeah, I get it, but get it legally. Nothing scares the system more than that. Fucking minorities like exercise their Second Amendment is some crazy shit. That's some crazy.
Like
you want to freak them the fuck out? You want to freak them the fuck out?
Yeah.
Do it and go through the fucking protocol.
See how
And
liberal that
maybe you don't even
lady
use
is.
it. Maybe you don't use it. But you want to freak motherfuckers out?
Yeah.
Let's do that. And it's like, I don't know. I see a gutting of the middle class. I see a gutting of the family. I see they don't want us together. They don't want us shaking hands. They don't want us, we're humans, man. We're tribal. We're supposed to be together.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be fucking talking through screens,
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I 100% agree.
I bet there's some kind of science about how that weakens us or something. You know what I mean? Like us being alone. And
Wearing a
not being
mask,
able
hiding
to-
your face, though, too. Like, there's something to that. Like, I've had multiple people, like, I've been talking to about it. Like, you can just the whole thing about wearing a mask, like, all your microaggressions go away. You feel safe under it. You know,
I
in a
love it 'cause I'm a
twisted
weirdo,
way,
but yes.
in a twisted way. But I don't wear a mask. But I like,
Good for you.
I mean, I don't like to be that but like, I walk through a store and then I've had people come up to me and say, ask me how I'm not wearing a mask, how'd I get in there, and then you tell them, and it's nice because then they take theirs off, because they realize they're not.
Any negative, nothing
I've had negative looks all the time. I've never had somebody. I've had an owner of like a laundromat because like my washer broke. I went to a laundromat. The owner freaked out at me because of my mask, and then I explained the whole thing, and he said, "Oh, I see what kind of person you are," and then just like walked away. I was like, "Hey," I'm like, "You mean like a freedom kind of guy? Like I like freedom, and I know the law because like the law says if you have, if you're unable to do it because of some physical ailment, you don't have to wear a mask. So you could just, if someone really asks, you could just have asthma, right? Like, gives me trouble breathing. That's a medical problem.
Yeah.
I like to wear the bandana, and then you know what I do? I throw sunglasses on. I know you're a jerk off. But you know what?
There you go.
I don't give a fuck. Now you have no idea who I am.
I like the bandana because it does nothing.
I wear the
Absolutely nothing,
bandana. Like when I go to the liquor store, I wear the bandana and then I throw sunglasses on. And every time the guy's like, "Oh shit, am I gonna get robbed?"
I wear the
And
bandana.
I'm super nice. I'm like,
When-
hey, how was your day? I go.
I wear the bandana, but then I carry a gun.
That's good.
Walk in with it like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, how's it going,
What's
Larry?
up, dude?
They're gonna get, dude. This is Jersey. They're gonna
How's
keep
the
this up.
wife?
Yeah, they're
Doing
gonna keep this
good?
up. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you. I know some fucking
Come on,
criminals.
do you
I know-
not think more places have been robbed just because they haven't said anything? I've seen ladies yelling at each other at a intersection. Like, people are still mad and stealing shit and whatever
I feel like
else.
crime is probably up. They
gotta
say
be.
it's down, but it's. I mean, it's.
But there's no cops on the road.
Yeah. That's true.
There's no fucking cops on the road.
Less people call.
I don't know. I hear a lot of people say that, and it's just it's definitely not true. Like I
Where
see
I
them all the
live.
time. I see them all the time.
Yeah, but where you live is a little bit more
live here.
off the highway. Yeah, but where you are, I mean, you're in the woods, but you can get on and off that highway.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they might
like
just be, like,
all,
hanging
every
out,
morning,
jerking
like
off,
on the way to
watching you.
work, all in Madison, everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, in
man,
town.
all the time.
Wow.
Absolutely. I don't know.
I don't see cops anywhere.
Yeah.
I know. So I had a friend who was like an ex-criminal, and and he was saying how he
It's
gets
not on my page. It's on Comedy Collusion.
he gets really fucking nervous.
I probably should have shared it to my page. Who gets nervous?
No, I've had a couple criminal friends say that they get a little uncomfortable wearing the mask and the gloves because it reminds them of their old days.
And they get excited. They're like,
No, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's more of a panic.
Gets those juices
No, it's
flowing.
not. It's
Like,
not a good thing. It's
I'm
more of
gonna
a
rob
panic.
something.
Yeah.
God, I just want to take something that's not
Like,
mine.
I'm gonna fucking smack this fucking clerk in his mouth and take his fucking lottery money. I mean, I don't know. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. I like the shields with the face. That you could just put the little shield thing that they have
You
in
like
China.
the little face mask shield that they've been doing?
I like that better. At least you can see the person's face. I'm a weirdo, so I kind of like the whole like wearing the mask and having people put shit in my car.
How do you feel about all those commercials that came out? Like
that's
they
so
came out
fucking
like they came out, dude, like literally 3 days after this all happened, and then I saw one commercial, and then every commercial after that, ever since has just been, we're glad to have you part of our family. We're like, it's just, oh my god, it's just sad. Go on, because I got nothing else. It's just it's just exploiting everybody.
I think I went off on one of the shows about this, and I'm sorry, anybody who I know, if you're listening, I hope you're not listening, but if you are listening, I know you. And
Nobody I know listen.
you did this.
I
I'm not
just shared it,
talking
though.
shit to you. I'm not. I promise I'm not talking shit to you. I'm just
It's
talking
not
shit.
anybody I know personally. I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying,
none of
in
my
general-
personal friends.
Dude, people that take pictures of when you do shit good for people, go fuck your mother.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, oh, I just delivered 100. Like, go shut the
Nothing
fuck
gets me more pissed off than those videos of people like doing nice shit, and
Giving
just
people
all-
stuff. Yeah.
up. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it better. You ever see the ones
That's
that go bad? You ever see the
convenient.
ones that go bad where the homeless people are like, tell them to go fuck themselves? I like those.
yeah.
How
There's a
many of
whole-
those happened that weren't released? You know,
Oh,
more than were.
Yeah.
Bro, the
Probably
best-
more than that were. Yeah.
It's gross. It's gross when you like fucking do it. If you want to do it, do it. That's great. Good for you. God bless you. If you're gonna hand out something for free, someone's working their ass off, that's amazing. Don't take the fucking Instagram picture. Don't do that. Just don't do it.
It's worth at least 10% more
It's terrible.
if you
Clint.
post it.
Just the amount of there's people that have gotten internet fame from that kind of
Yes,
stuff. Like,
and it's gross.
nuts. It's nuts.
Gross.
What else? What were we talking about
we haven't
earlier?
talked about anything on things I want to talk about.
All right, let's hear it.
So-
What do you mean?
oh,
We
you got
talked
a
about how
list?
you got into comedy. For
No, I know
fucking
that's
10
amazing. No,
minutes.
but Luke threw that at me. I mean,
Some lady in Jersey beat her wife to death with a wine chiller.
A lady in Jersey, is that correct?
That is correct. With
Beat
a
her wife
wine chiller as an efficient
Wait,
murder
can I see the
weapon.
picture? And I
think-
want to guess which one will beat, which one killed
Who's
who.
the killer and
I don't
who's the
wanna be
kill
racist.
E?
Yeah, you
Ah,
get it,
here
do
we
it.
are.
You
She
get
totally
it, do it.
subdued this
He is a
one.
Rothschild.
Here we are.
She's
Come
so
on,
much-
Rothschild,
she's
let's
so
hear
much
it.
Bigger.
Ah.
I say the bigger one is the one.
Okay, for our
I'll take that for $500.
for our listeners,
They'd have to,
the-
they don't see it. Yeah.
the bigger one.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
got nothing. There we go. So apparently you were wrong, but
I was wrong. It was the white one.
yeah. Well, she's Spanish. She's actually Spanish.
They're
She's
always
Spanish.
crazy, though.
Well, she's Spanish.
Spanish makes
Super
sense.
Oh my
crazy.
god! If I
That's
knew that-
racist that you
If
guess
her
she
last
was
name was
white.
Suarez, I would have said the lighter complexion one.
It's
It's-
racist
she's
'cause I
smiling.
saw a
It's
white
so
person.
crazy
She's
because like
smiling
she
after
looked
she's-
she looks so much better in
Oh
that
my
other
god!
picture.
They really did something.
Yeah.
That was the
picture.
My
night.
God.
You listen, because the other one was the night they were happy,
Like,
and
you
that
know,
was
like-
the night she killed
Yeah,
him.
like
oh,
she
that's
looked-
not
that
the
might have been their
same
wedding.
She
woman.
that
That's
is not the
same
same
one.
woman.
Dude,
Yo,
that's
it's
who
actually
she cheated on her with.
Oh,
That's who she
shit.
cheated on her with. for
Oh
sure.
shit! Yo, you're right, Clint.
That's for sure who she.
That white
fucking
that
cheated
white
with.
bitch
Nah,
is buried
so-
somewhere. No one knows where the fuck that bitch is.
Yeah, they're both dead.
Yo, that is crazy.
That looks like a
yelling.
before and after for one of those like weight loss pills, dude. She looks.
It was
completely
before and
different
after
person.
she got murdered.
No, I think the one that you guys pointed out is just buried somewhere. No one knows about it.
Yeah.
And this racist ass motherfucking
Oh
news
god.
media just fucking.
You guys
said, "Oh,
didn't.
a
You
light
guys didn't
complexion."
tell me we were gonna have a Rothschild on, just spitting hate speech. I thought we were over that when the Reverend Bob was on.
5 minutes of leaving. Like, wow, we might never have a podcast ever again.
Nobody knows about us.
We have
It's
10
easy
viewers,
to
but
do
we
it.
might
He's
get
just
shut
straight up destroying the Chinese.
It's
population.
easy to do a shitty podcast when nobody listens.
Well, there's
Right.
a bunch of people that listen.
See, but this is 10 years from now when we're super
Oh,
famous,
yeah.
and then they go
We're
back
fucked.
and they're like,
I'm
you know,
already
Clint,
buried.
you know,
I'm
you've
already buried,
Yeah,
dude.
With some of my comments that I think about years ago, I'm.
Oh,
I'm
you're at
done.
that age, man, right?
Huh?
Because you're a little younger. So like,
I'm
you,
26, 25. I forget.
which one?
I'm
What-
20,
which
I'm 20
one is
I'm
it?
26.
Now he's a real rock
Ah,
star.
that's it.
That-
Lizard
isn't
people
that
don't know their
sad? I
actual
just-
age. That's
So-
like
alright,
a
but-
fucking thing.
In human or in
Yeah.
lizard?
He's like, I am
He's like, I'm
26
20,
on your
I'm 26.
in your Earth years.
Yeah, I forgot you guys go by fucking. You guys call them years here.
I am 26 cycles of the moon.
Perfect. That's how he would say it.
I thought that was moonshine the whole time. Like,
is.
it's
Oh,
definitely water. though, the way
definitely-
I'm thinking
definitely.
of
20,
water.
I've spent 26 cycles in your
Yeah.
solar system.
Yeah. What you would call Earth years.
Did I say 25?
Yeah, you're like, dude, what the fuck was that? It's like, nah, it's like when Clint's mic used to glitch out. But
yeah,
in real
no,
life,
I was
like,
gonna
that's
say
it.
that earlier. You
No,
guys
no,
were in deep
MK
thought,
Ultra
but I was gonna say this is great being able to interrupt you guys without you both just fucking laughing at me. Because
Well, whenever Clint
online,
has a
my
thought.
computer's doing everything.
Yeah.
So then it like would pause, and then when it would go to catch up, it would go. brrrr. So
And then it would go
No.
super fast.
No.
And it was always when he's on a fucking roll saying something like awesome, like
Yeah,
awesome,
something you want to hear.
you know, and he's like, yeah.
It's like they're
And he's,
censoring
and he's
him.
going.
They
He's
don't
like,
want
you
to
know,
hear
and he's like, well, that was the craziest part, man. You know, because it really what happened is it.
and then they would just sit there and laugh like little girls.
No, the first couple times, yeah.
Well, yes,
but
and then we got
but
more
the
professional.
the funniest part wasn't even that. It was like the audio would try to catch up.
You get Adderall.
So then,
Clint.
so he'd be like, Yes. So the audio would catch up, and then, he'd be like, "Brrr, because the funny thing was because I was at, and then I'm sitting there like, oh God, please, I just don't want to laugh.
And I'm like,
he's gonna get
I'm
so
a
mad.
12-year-old. Like if you fart, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah.
Like I laugh at the worst. Like I'm the worst. So Henry would look at me, and I'm like,
I wouldn't even try to. I would like look over at his screen like this, and he'd be looking at me, and then he would start laughing. I'm like, God damn it!
Look at
He'd be like,
Clint.
what? Are you guys fucking serious again?
But the worst part, Luke, is that every time someone would ask Clint the most important question, he's quiet, and he would answer, and it's like you could tell, it's like, wow, this guy's gonna drop knowledge.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, it's not like you're fucking dial up. You're probably too young for that when you had AOL.
Yeah,
That's what it sounded like. And then you
Dude,
just
he's not fucking
speed the fuck-
15, you lunatic.
That's when he was learning how to masturbate to dial up, probably.
You remember dial up?
Did you have to
26
dial
year
up
old?
masturbate?
I caught it at the end there, man. I got it at the end.
I came in right at the end of dial-up.
Thank God, right?
My first couple of times were dial up, and then after that,
Dial up.
I can't even
listen,
imagine.
when
Leave a
I
fucking
started,
concert
it
and they
wasn't
hand you an
even
AOL
worth it.
fucking-
It wasn't even worth the amount of time it took for
No.
the video to load.
Yeah, and you have so much time in between the
Yeah,
the
it's
picture
like-
just loading down. You have so
No,
much
no,
time for someone
no,
to walk
not-
in.
Yeah, that.
We're trying
Trying
to
to,
jerk off
trying to
and see a little
download
bit
a
of
video.
tape.
It's like,
Videos,
I'm
yeah.
gonna masturbate
Yeah.
98
Yeah.
minutes from now.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Exactly.
In the meantime,
And
it's
then
like,
if
I'm gonna go
you-
make a
you do
sandwich
what-
and
you get
know.
it going, and then you like skip forward, and then it's like you gotta wait again. You're like, fuck, I should have just.
What?
I think
made
that's why
do
I
with
fast
that
forward?
That's
scene.
why people then were messed up by porn, I think. No, because these days you can just click on 20 videos, you could look crazy with 10 tabs open, just
Yo,
going
the-
back and forth.
just
Back then,
switching through.
you had to wait. that would take
Yeah.
years to get 10 tabs.
The-
Terrible. now there's like amazing compilations.
You
with
would never be
fantastic
able to
music.
open 10 tabs. You'd have to shut everything else down on the computer. Restart the computer just so you can watch a video.
10 tabs.
We used to hang out in the 7-Eleven fucking dumpsters, away from the rip off the fucking penthouses and shit.
Is that how you got yours?
Of course. When
See,
I was like
so-
8 or 9, you never did that?
No.
Ride the
so-
bike down to 7-Eleven to
Do
quick
we
check?
still
No.
walk out of Quick Check
That's like
with
a
them?
new
Just
meaning
like
to
put-
dumpster
Or
Put 'em
steal
in
them.
new-
Yeah, we used to go.
walk out
So
with them.
like after the end of the month, right?
Oh, they'd
They'd
throw 'em in the
rip the
garbage.
fucking cover off and throw them in.
So you would go diving for just the covers?
Oh, when you're
Because
8 or
the
9 years
series-
old?
No,
No,
they
not
had
the
the whole-
cover,
no,
the
they
whole
had the whole
magazine without the
magazine.
cover.
when I was
Yeah,
8 or
no.
9 years old, I was making Legos.
They
Like,
ripped them off.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I grew up way too
Yeah,
fast.
we were
They
fucking.
ripped the
I grew up
cover
way
off.
too fast, but I'm sorry. So
Degenerate.
13. We'll
They
call
ripped
it.
the
In-
cover
in,
off
in
like,
regular
uh,
years.
yeah.
In our Earth years.
In Earth years, 13-year-old.
Because they always had the cover that was like in plastic, right? So
You-
you couldn't
no,
see.
they just pull it off and like you can't tell. No, that was to send back.
No, they throw them away. 'cause
No,
after the end of the
yeah,
month.
because that was they ripped the covers off to send back to the magazine to be like, we didn't sell these,
They put them in the dumpster.
and they would throw those magazines out.
Yes.
But they would send the fucking covers
Yes,
back.
yes.
And get like a prorated or
yeah.
something for the ones that they didn't sell.
Dude, I'll
Like,
never
that's
forget.
why they
Ah.
would do that.
Yes,
'Cause they had
exactly.
to have the new
The
edition.
magazine game.
And where I lived, it was like a really grimy place back then. And I remember a guy, to this day, when my father sold the house, he found them. He was like, and they were, bro, I had this magazine called Jugs, and it was just fat girls with huge tits. And they were not hot at all. And he's like, what is wrong with you?
Not even attractive.
Like, dude, one of the pictures was a pregnant lady with a fucking doll under her pussy.
What?
Yeah.
Dude,
The
I
next
had
one
a-
was her just
Crazy.
spraying fucking milk. And I'm like 9 years old watching it. Oh, my God. I got
Imagine
kids.
having a
This is
fetish that
crazy.
you had to go out and buy a magazine for.
Yeah, imagine the guy who
That's
bought that
tough.
thing.
That's tough,
That's
man.
Like,
tough.
I'm a little fucking kid who just wants to jerk off at anything. Like, I'm sick and
Yeah.
tired of watching Scrambled fucking Spice. Like, I got a fucking tit, I don't have the Sears
Or the-
catalog. Like, I'm so super psyched.
Or the workout shows on ESPN.
Well, they didn't have them back then. But yes.
There is this story of like when I was 13, we were there's this guy who died, I guess, and his house was just abandoned, and like his door to his basement was just left open, right? So me and my friends just we had to walk down there naturally. And there was just, like just a sex doll, never been used in a box, right? And,
Yes.
And just the
Never
dirtiest
been
magazines.
used.
Yeah. So he's like
Finger
that's
quotes.
and that's where I
Used by
met
Rothschild.
Suzanne.
I didn't trust it. No, I didn't trust it, but they sure did,
It's like, no, I didn't get into that. My friends fucked the life out of that
Fuck the
thing.
mouth off
Yeah.
that fucking... the mouth off that thing.
Oh man! And they
Dude, it's
they
like
keep
3
me.
weeks later, it's like,
actually
bro,
a
what the
great
fuck you guys do
scene.
to that
The
ankle?
worst part is like
what's happening
one
here?
would pass it to the other, and
Oh.
I'd be like, dude, that's
You were there for
disgusting. And they're
that?
like, man, you're gonna be with girls that have been with other guys. I'm like, yeah, but they shower in between.
Yeah.
They
Like,
brush
Yeah.
their teeth.
there's months in between.
That's
Hopefully,
great. You're gonna be with girls that have been with other guys, but but not 8 seconds earlier.
Yeah, but
You're gonna
That's
be
kind of the
cuckolded at
thing.
some
Yeah.
point in your life.
Listen,
You might as well fuck this doll in the mouth.
Bro, listen,
Right
they-
now.
they
you
have-
are gonna watch your wife fuck 6 guys from the sanctity of your closet, and you will do commentary in the voice of Marv Albert.
So get used to it, bitch.
So get used to it, you fuck.
fuck that thing's mouth
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, this is a book on
that's
cuckolding.
a great
Read it.
scene
right?
in a movie.
love
If
it.
you just have a like
fucking
that
love it.
portrayed, and then at the end the doll's just all like blown out.
Fucking head's blowing out.
No
They-
mouth.
They threw it in the stream because like
Whole
we were
face
next
is
to like this
gone.
little river stream.
Yo,
so
see,
they thought
that's
it'd be funny.
A
'cause they'd
bunch
be
of
so, you know.
13-year-olds in Rothschild real life, so we don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
So they're way over 18,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
in Rothschild
That
years,
was-
they're 13 in the movie, but they're fucking like really like 21, so we're
Yeah,
good.
that was actually
So
a
we're
dead
good.
body that they had.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. He's like, yeah, they found this sex doll. They named her John Benet.
Thing was so real, kept crying. you know?
It's like it's back.
And then when they were done blowing her face out, they threw her in a creek.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
No, we should have
Oh
felt that
my
out. It should have been buried or something. What
Man, I
happened?
stopped talking to those kids quick.
They're buried in his front
You
yard.
knew we couldn't trust them.
That is my code for buried in the yard. He's gone to me.
We stopped talking to them.
Oh my God.
Us Rothschild stopped talking to them forever. Yeah.
Look, I gotta say, we've had some fucking.
What we call cutting out of our lives.
Yeah. Be like, I remember those two. I believe their names were Johnny and Kevin Loose Ends.
Oh shit. We've had a lot of fucking comics out here. I'm fucking dying right now. This is
Dude,
great.
I
Oh,
told you Luke's good.
Don't mention it, yo, because then it just goes downhill.
I was like,
my ego.
Nah, fuck your ego. You want some fucking peyote or some.
no,
fucking
Luke's always
acid.
been
We'll
sharp.
Kill that ego real quick.
Luke's
Right.
always
You wanna
sharp.
kill it?
Don't think that he hasn't tried whatever he could find.
I like that.
There's 5 people watching. One could be my mom, but you know, but
Yeah.
he's not wrong.
He's
yeah.
into smoking Minwax.
Min
That's
wax.
like, that's the hot
You
shit.
gotta microwave it to dry it out.
He likes that that early American 303. That's that good shit.
Oh, we were talking about Fort Dodge last episode.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about Fort Dodge.
I'm talking
but
about
if
Fort
you want to
Dodge.
get into Fort Dodge,
I
let's
said
talk
yellow
about
American.
it. Early
Yeah.
American.
We were talking about the fucking Chinese.
Let me
Tokyo. She's like,
say-
that's definitely what I was called. I'm like, you're probably right, but we
This
call it
is
the Tokyo.
This
The
is
fucking
way,
purple.
This is way better than us being on Zoom, huh?
so much better, dude. Jesus
We've
Christ.
had a
Told
bunch
you.
of
we
podcasts,
fucking made do
and
though,
we
man. I
haven't
thought
laughed like this.
they were entertaining. You know, if you go back and listen, some of them were really fun. They really were.
Some of
They
them
were
were good.
good. But this is fucking 10 times better. Jesus
Yusef
Christ.
liked that. Is he texting you?
Guys,
Huh? Yusef is texting me.
I figured because he just liked this.
He's on the.
I-
He liked us. Nice.
I did the
I love getting
I did the
liked.
unthinkable,
The unthinkable.
and I read the comments when I was on Tripoli's.
Oh, you can't.
No, I did. I got really fucking drunk.
You were on. Wait, you were on?
Yeah, I've been on Tinfoil Hot twice, and I've been on the Patreon a bunch of
You
times.
just gotta get a plug from him, and we're good to go.
No,
We
he plug-
did.
He plugged. Yeah,
You
he
did?
plugged- yeah.
That got us up
Yeah,
to
Swarm is our family.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Sam is besides Bob, my West Coast. Yeah, Sam is our.
We need one of those
boy.
loggers.
Guy.
Huh?
Where's the logger?
I'll get some, but
They're good.
Loggers?
I'll get it.
Yeah, these guys, they're really.
Yeah, I'll get
good.
some. I'll get some.
Jesus, I thought you
Real,
meant, like,
real
you
quick.
know,
So I did the
fucking
unthinkable.
Dudes chopping down trees.
Yeah.
That's
I read the
amazing.
comments.
I was like, why are we,
It's like,
I was
should-
like, that's our next
Should I
guest.
put on my flannel? Like,
Next guest
He's
is
like, our
a
next
logger.
guest is a fucking
Here he
experienced
is.
logger, Johnny Lagerpants.
Here he is, Johnny
Cut-
Lagerpants.
Hi. Johnny Lagerpants couldn't be with us today. I'm Carl Lagerfeld.
There was a accident.
oh my god.
you got
There go half your viewers.
So I read the comments, and I'm not gonna stroke my ego because.
Oh, was
no,
it
I'm not.
good? Were they
They're
like,
all good.
oh, I
They
just
were
want to
all
like
good.
touch Mike's
I was
balls?
drunk, and my heart was beating. I'm like,
So-
someone's gonna say I'm such a
Jesus
fucking
Christ,
asshole. I'm
Mike
I'm
is so
retarded,
fucking
I'm this, I'm
attractive.
retarded. I'm retarded. I know that.
I
Look
was
at him.
They
so
weren't bad.
good.
But the best comment, and whoever wrote this, you could be on our show, was Mike Romanelli looks like the rapper Jim Jones. I forgot about him. Ballin', you know, we're a kid. I look
Yeah.
at him like, I'm like, wow, my nose is fucking 3 times bigger than his. But I kind of look like I look like a white version of him.
I think that he
You
meant
guys pull him up.
See,
pull
it
him
was
up.
it was a typo. He meant to say the
Pull him up,
pastor
Clint.
Jim Jones.
No, that would have been
Whoa,
amazing.
Not the
maybe.
Reverend.
No, if it was the pastor Jim, if it was the pastor Jim Jones, that'd be like he'd say, yo, you're like
Mi-
Charlie. I would
Mike
be like,
Romanelli looks like he would give
the
you
rapper.
Kool-Aid and
But look,
kill everyone.
whoever that person is, you are allowed to be on this show because
Nobody's really gonna be able to see this online because
Yeah,
No,
there-
that's the
see
real
it?
Jim Jones.
Yeah,
that's the real Jim
if
Jones.
I had to, dude,
No, that's the real.
who you,
you
look
do.
like.
You look just like
No,
him.
but put up, he wrote the
Look
rapper.
at you guys.
You
look
look
just
younger
like
than he
him.
does, though. Congrats, but like he's.
I love that. I
Here you
mean,
go.
I don't
Here's
love him. That's
younger.
not nice. I shouldn't
Here's
say that.
younger Jim
No,
Jones.
put up
Yeah,
Jim Jones. The
I'm
rapper.
not, I'm not gonna lie, Romadooch. That's like a thing. Now I'm like,
Man, you still
convinced.
got time to be him if you want. Like,
Yeah, dude,
I don't want
am
to kill
so-
people, but I would definitely get people to rise up.
Definitely not killing anybody, but starting a cult, 100%.
Is the guy
That's
wore the
like a thing.
Nikes?
Jim, what?
Jim Jones,
Wait.
everyone wore the Nikes
So
and they
who's
drank
the-
the Kool-Aid. That guy.
Look,
this is the one you look
Come on.
like.
So you look. Oh, wait a
You,
minute.
wait, you look like both of them. You look like.
I look
You're
like,
you're a
you're a
con-
mix
you're a con-
between Jim Jones.
Jim Jones. Yeah.
You're Jim Jones squared.
bro, this is the best comment.
He's Jim Jones squared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jim
JJ.
Jones squared.
We need to somebody that's good at
I love it.
graphics need to
Oh,
lay
I can
them
make that- I can
faces
make that
over
happen.
top of
Uh,
each other. It'll
so
make Mike.
one of our faithful listeners, Cap. I know when you hear this, we're gonna have to make a hybrid of Jim Jones and Jim Jones,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be
So
our
we'll do
first
Jim Jones
T-shirt
the
that we sell.
rapper. We'll do Jim Jones a rapper and then and go back to the
This
real
guy's
Jim
a
Jones.
rapper.
It's
Yeah,
Jim's.
It's like ball in.
It's Jim's
We-
Joneses.
Stop.
You know,
He's Jim's. You're Jim's
giant
Joneses.
fucking thing.
What?
It's old.
Imagine his mom had like a
I know,
Jim
it's
Jones
Dipset. He's
orgy,
Dipset.
and that explains
the guy
all
that
this.
Yeah, you would know who he was.
Jim's
Maybe if I heard a song.
Joneses.
I don't know. It wasn't, I
Ball
like
Like one or two. It's not a lot of songs.
Here, hold on.
No, but you would know it.
Jim
'Cause some
Jones.
fucking drunk bitch you fucking asked for it to be requested at some bar you're playing.
Put on that job. Like, get the
Rap
fuck away
radar,
from the
Jim
table.
The fuck out of here, bitch. Let's look at the Jim
Oh,
Jones.
he's 50 cents boy.
Yeah, he's a Dipset guy.
Wait, he's got tours coming up.
No, Jim Jones like from Patterson. Jim
Yo, he's
Jones, Jim
streaming
Jones
live,
is actually a
son?
real gangster too.
He's from Patterson.
Yeah, I mean he's into that whole Patterson crew. I don't know if he's from. No, he's from. But he's got a
What?
studio in Patterson.
Yeah,
He's in New York
Arrested.
City.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
Let's
A.
get the YouTube.
No, but I
What
want
is
to see
it
the. I
here?
want to see the Jim
Yo,
Jones.
props
Hold
to
on,
fucking-
I want to see
props
Jim
to
Jones.
Fucking Jim Jones. Come on the show, man.
No, let's see Jim Jones, the
No,
serial
well,
killer.
obviously we can't get the other Jim Jones, so Jim
Yeah, quit.
Jones.
Hold on,
y-
let's
y-
just do some
you know.
research. Yeah, Jonestown Massacre. Let's look at this guy. Did he have me drink Kool-Aid or what did he do?
Yes.
He made him drink.
Yes.
He was the Kool-Aid guy. He's
Like
Yeah. Kool-Aid
207 or some bullshit like that.
He was the Kool-Aid guy.
Dude, and they were fucking those poor people. Did you ever listen to that fucking? I listened to that tape.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Sick.
When they're crying and shit.
I like the Heaven's Gates guy better, but
I
he's
do.
cool.
That's the
Yeah.
Nike
that,
guy,
guy's,
right?
that guy's creepy.
That's the
Herf
Nike guy?
Applewhite.
What's
That's the white. The
It's
that's the
Nikes,
guy with
the-
the bald ass
but the
head.
Nikes,
Yeah, but
right?
that was the
Yeah,
black.
the Nikes
black
guy.
suits,
I love that guy.
Or like the black.
Yeah.
Black. You know.
All right.
long
Do you want to
sleeve
hear the
black
story
pants.
of Jim
Yeah.
Jones?
Oh, I know this. Story.
Yeah, I know a little bit about
Let's
it.
hear it.
James Warnes
Cyanide
Jones
Kool-Aid.
was an American preacher and faith healer turned cult leader who conspired with his inner circle to direct a mass murder suicide of his followers in his jungle
Jesus Christ.
commune in Jonestown, Guyana. I've been to Guyana.
Man,
a
if
bunch
you
of
own a
times.
jungle, what else are you gonna do with it though? You know, there's,
Yeah.
there's a limited amount of things.
You just
Except
kill your
you
friends.
get bit by spiders, you
After
could start a
fuck
cult.
Everyone's wife, you just kill everyone.
He launched the People's Temple in Indiana during the 1950s. Reverend Jim Jones was ordained in 1957 by the Independent Assemblies of God and in 1964 by the Disciples of Christ. He was twice fucking whatever fathered or something.
Watch this. Read the next sentence. I'm gonna.
He moved his congregation
Here
to
we go, here we go.
California in 1965 and gained notoriety with its activities in San Francisco in the 1970s.
Hold up. Here we go.
He
San
then-
Francisco, 1970s.
He then left.
MK Ultra. This dude was MK the fuck Ultra.
I've heard that story many times.
Definitely. This is the first time I'm just reading the Wikipedia.
Okay,
That
let me
dude
get
was
through it,
San
and then
Francisco,
we'll-
1970s.
and then I'll research it.
and suicide
left-
by gunshot
he
wound to the
then-
head.
He then left the United States, bringing many members to Guyana jungle commune. In 1978, media reports surfaced of human rights abuses in the People's Temple of Jonestown. U.S. Representative Leo Ryan led a delegation to the commune to investigate. Ryan and others were murdered by gunfire while boarding a return flight with some former cult members who had wished to leave. They were like, we're out of
Damn,
here.
almost
They're
1,000
like, fuck you guys.
people.
Brrr.
1,000 people.
Yeah,
Jones then ordered and likely
Oh.
coerced a mass suicide and mass murder of 918.
304 fucking kids.
Damn.
I said 200.
Dude.
No, it was like it was like 1,000 people.
918 commune members. 304
So-
of them were children.
Dude, go to Rainbow
Almost
Family.
all by
Cyanide.
Sibian.
Cyanide.
They had to ride the Sibian until
Cyanide.
they
Until
died.
they died.
They
Got Sibian
they
to death.
orgasmed
No,
them to
so,
death.
So what I've heard too is
Hold on,
that,
go to
like, a lot of,
Rainbow,
like the
'cause-
kids and shit all had
What
like
the fuck does
bullet
that
wounds
mean?
in them.
Because
too.
I'm
Like, they
cool
were
with a
shoot-
lot of
that
Rainbow
dude was
people. I
like,
don't know what
yeah.
that means.
that dude was shooting people. Like they were.
I don't
They
think
were
he
killing
did
people.
anything himself though. He got everyone to do things for him, right?
Yeah,
So
something like that. No, they're like like Chuck Manson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, what's up is what's down. What's up is what's down. They're using
His
the
number
Rainbow
2 is
Family.
the one that
Rainbow
did all
Family is a what I've been told is always a nice thing, a psychedelic community. He's using that word.
Oh, so that's a psychedelic thing. All right, that's what I was gonna look. Jim Jones, MK Ultra.
Check it out. I mean, dude, the 70s in.
Look into it. Hashtag look into it.
Hashtag-
Look into it, bro.
Hashtag free Sam Tripoli. Be right back. Everyone need beers?
Yeah.
Why not?
MK.
Should any bread laying around there? I'll grab some bread.
MK Ultra.
It's gonna go bad.
What? We need an order of bread.
3 people are
I need all the bread.
into the. They made it through all the John Benet Ramsey jokes, and they're still here.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Sorry about that. You know, we tend to get a tap.
Ryan A. Discounts Jamestown mythology. We don't want that guy. We want somebody that's going to confirm our preconceived notions about Jim Jones and MK Ultra. So I'm certainly not going to pull up an
at-
article that debunks what I'm trying to prove right
You
now.
can
Like
Google Jim Jones government ties, you know,
Okay.
or you can DuckDuckGo it.
Is
They
that
don't
where we should be? Is that
they don't-
another
they don't
browser?
track your
That's some funny
searches.
shit too when you
Oh,
look
wow.
into famous people's government ties and whatnot. Frank Zappa's father.
Oh yeah, everyone's dad. What's
Jim Morrison's father.
the guy from CNN? All the guys from CNN.
It's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, like those dudes were. I'm trying to think. They were saying that.
Listen,
supposedly,
Jim Jones conspiracy theory.
Has his own Wikipedia.
Exactly.
It's gotta be true.
But that makes it conspiracies. Maybe.
No, because they're gonna just debunk it. Everything you
Exactly.
just have to read it and assume everything they're saying is exactly the opposite. Because-
Exactly.
Thanks, brother.
yeah, there you go. He represented CIA efforts in mind control or similar modes of social experimentation, often believed by proponents of such theories to be a covert example of Project MK Ultra.
Yeah.
Well, that's the again. They, the big headline is conspiracy theory. And it's like, well, okay, like
So
I don't know.
They're not gonna just
sounds
prove
right
anything
to me.
here.
We need to learn. We need to connect a
That looks great.
remote so we can turn it
I thought
down.
the other one
though.
said
Look
that-
at on there. It's like a huge
Wow,
just
we get more
beacon of
cameras.
nothing.
So 500 managed to escape.
We're just washed out.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, what the fuck are these people staring at?
909 dead.
We could have
Heaven's
anything
Gate. How
on
many
there.
were dead in Heaven's Gate?
In Heaven's Gate, it
think
was
that
it
was
wasn't
like
even 100.
300.
It was like 60 something.
Was it? I thought
They
it was
stuffed
like-
them
I
all
think
in
it
one
was
house. In one
That was
house.
like
It's not even worth mentioning.
That was a couple hundred.
It's
fucking
it's just
bitch.
interesting because
You're not even a fucking cult.
their
Yeah,
website's still up
yeah.
after all these
Look
years.
up a real
they still have a
cult.
guy on the.
Yeah.
They still have a guy that was in the cult that considers himself part of the cult, but he's still alive running the website.
He loves it.
Yeah.
and
He said
and he loves
he
it.
said he's like connected with them. He said they've
Ah.
talked to him. They've reached beyond.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they're
that's
happy.
so
They're
sick.
happy.
That's awesome.
They're happy.
Good
He's
for
happy.
God bless them.
Yeah,
Good for
God
them.
bless him, or
He's one of the
whatever.
ones-
Whatever bless him.
We
you
missed
know?
the ship though.
Creator bless them.
You know?
He's
Yeah.
one of the guys that got to have sex with all the wives, so he still loves the cult.
Yeah, he's like, I just
You
dropped
guys ever
so
watch
many
Wild Wild
loads and
Country?
so many
You ever watch
broads.
Wild Wild Country?
Oh, is that the one with they're like Malaysian or
With the
something
hot
like
yoga,
that.
the guy who invented Bikram yoga.
Yes.
Best fucking
that
best
shit
documentary
is wild,
bro.
dude.
He's making these white people with all this money doing fucking hot yoga. He's got a mobile air in the 70s, a mobile air conditioning following him, just on his neck. He's like, you will drink my semen. You will love me so much. You will drink my semen. He's fucking just me tooing bitches. Don't give a fuck. Just me tooing everyone and does not give a fuck.
He put him in like these like sweat hut things.
It's
as
hot
like,
yoga.
As like, well, okay, but like, you know, he put him in there
He's the Bikram.
for so fucking long that they would be like delusional, like have them like to the verge of death, and then make them sign all kinds of contracts and shit. You know, like because they weren't of fucking sound mind, and you make them sign, be like, oh, you know, like how much of your money, and it would be like, oh, a donation to the church and blah blah blah, and then. Weren't they like towards the end? There was like that lady was running.
Oh, she started poisoning people.
Like, poisoning motherfuckers.
Bro, the lady's the most fucking
ruthless
gangster
son.
motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. I think
So
he might.
ruthless.
Osho might have been a real deal. Like Osho has some. He has some quotes that are like you're like wow. But that's the problem, dude. I've been so close to cults. I've been so close to almost joining cults.
This kid just running around with cults and criminals.
Yeah.
That's
So
Cults and
I almost you guys John of God. I was waiting for this to do it on Tripoli, but I'll do it with you guys.
Which one's he?
John of God's, isn't that wasn't he?
He's the one who's harvesting
that's
fucking babies.
But
yeah.
that's Oprah's homeboy,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. So he's harvesting. Like he was literally just having people bang people, take the babies, and just fucking organ traffic. Right? I mean, he's straight up farming people.
Yeah.
And that's like Oprah's homeboy.
Yeah,
Like,
so
you know,
back in the
she's
day-
talked about that dude
back in the-
multiple times.
back-
on
Really?
her
dude,
show,
I will
and,
show you guys-
This is the fucking dude right
Wow.
here.
Yeah.
And he's probably behind some of like the producing the blood that they transfuse into themselves.
Probably and Jerome and all that.
Yeah.
But I wrote emails and letters to John of God.
You wanted him to touch you?
I wanted him to
You
fix,
wanted
I
to
wanted
touch
to fix
him?
me. I didn't know.
Ooh.
I didn't know. Dude, I listen, I'm into this shit.
You just
So
listen to
I heard
Oprah.
about not Oprah. Fuck
Just fucking
Oprah.
with
I
you.
had no idea Oprah was into him. I had no idea. This is a while ago. I had no idea Oprah was into him. It was another teacher of mine. Another teacher of mine who was told me. That's what I'm saying, dude. You go down the wrong path, you fucking turn certain stones. You gotta be fucking ready for it. So this is back in my early days when I was just learning about the law of attraction and shit. And one of my first teachers was healed by this man in Brazil. And his name is John of God. He goes, oh, you got to either fly there, you got to go in this house. I read all about it. I got the pamphlet. I was ready.
Wow.
I sent emails. I sent letters. I was like, because I had so many knee surgeries and I was fucked up on other shit. I was like, this guy's going to save me. And thank God the motherfucker didn't fucking
Good.
respond. But then years later, it's like, and there's been many times.
Probably
where-
because you weren't a woman he could
Yeah,
bang.
yeah.
That's the other part. He's like, is it Michelle? No, it's Michael. He's like, get the fuck out of here.
This fucking hairy
Yeah.
goon. Get the fuck out of here. Go take more Percocet and your knee will
Yeah,
be fine, you
you-
fucking fag.
You tell
Get
that
outta here.
fucking Dago goon shoe that I'm not taking him anywhere near my fucking
Listen to
island.
your doctor, bitch. Eat more Percocet. Get the fuck out of here.
Didn't your doctor prescribe you opiates, you pussy?
You have anyone hot in your family? Fucking
That's great. Find me broads that send me nudes.
But dude, I've been a half a hit of acid away from a cult like so many times in my life. Henry, remember back in the day we used to go to fish concerts and I go on the bus? The bus with those fucking cult leaders.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm like, yo, we should go check this bus out. You're like,
Also-
no.
for anyone that's listening for future, reference, Mike is the easiest to program amongst us. So go after him first, because I don't want to deal with that. So
Not now, bro, I'm woke.
he can be mentally conditioned very easily. So go get him first, not
anymore.
me, please.
In my
I
early
just want to,
years.
grow my vegetables and build my furniture and play with my dog.
Suck a dick every once in a while, but
That's
no one's
it.
judging.
Just like
No one's judging.
have like a
My knees.
monthly hand job competition. That's it.
Against yourself.
A
Yeah.
monthly circle jerk,
Yeah.
and
Stand-
nobody's gonna judge.
stand on the corner, just not have anyone judge me. Just
Yeah.
just handing out BJ's.
Just dress up like Henrietta, and nobody's gonna judge him.
I'm gonna put on that prom dress that I bought.
Finally.
But I mean, yeah, man. I've been talking about
Mike's, for people on audio, Mike's sniffing fucking,
if I sniff mint, the COVID won't get in my nose.
he's
Is that
sniffing
right?
mint.
Nah, that's what the plague doctors used to
That's
do.
what Alex Jones told you.
No.
Let me tell you.
You know what the thing about mint is?
What you gotta do? You gotta shove it right up your nose.
No, he
I think about it.
He
Just
told me
all
to
day.
inject
All
Clorox.
day.
He told me to inject Clorox.
and then I like to fucking take the what is it like brain?
Did you hear about that lady? The lady on the news that at first it was the huge story that she ended up her husband died from taking hydroxychloroquine. They both
fish-
took it. The fish story,
Yeah.
and then it turns out the bitch is a murderer. You know,
She just wanted to
she just killed her husband.
She's like, oh, you love Trump? Oh, listen,
And they-
drink this.
They found out because she donated to Hillary. So some people were like,
the plot
why
thickens.
would she?
my
Why would she
God.
watch the TV and listen to Donald Trump and just do what he said? So that's
Oh,
how they
shit, that's
figured
some
it
Tiger
out.
King. That's some
Right?
fucking
That's
Carol Bassett
that's
shit
some
right there.
Real life shit.
That's
Still
some
haven't
Carol
watched it.
Bassett shit.
I refuse.
No, you have to.
I fucking refuse.
Does anyone watch Midnight Gospel by Duncan Trussell?
No.
Oh my God.
No, I did watch
Blasphemous.
Tiger King though. That was
Blasphemous.
I
I,
wa- I
cannot be
watched
doing
The
on a pod.
Simpsons
None of you guys
a
watch
lot.
Midnight
The
Gospel.
Simpsons.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
No one watched Midnight Gospel.
How do you feel about those all those clips?
The
You
Epstein-
think it's just coincidences?
All of like the predicting of the future and whatnot. Is it a coincidence?
How do you feel that Gronin was on
I was like,
Epstein
you're an
17
ad-
times?
How the fuck is it? Like I just.
I
don't
guess
even
an avid
understand
Simpsons
it.
watcher isn't the best one to add. But
It's
love
but
The
it's
Simpsons.
so
but
it's
it's-
so fucking crazy. It's
Yeah.
so fucking crazy.
I think
How accurate. But here's the thing. You say, did they know? Did they know in 1995 that in 2016 they were going to be in a certain mall
It's
going
not in
down a
95.
fucking escalator?
That wasn't
or
95.
I think
whatever.
there was
dude, it was
When
like
was
a year
it?
or two before.
The one that was in it was.
So they already had it planned out where what.
Dude, he was on
Uh,
Epstein's fucking plane
no,
like
I,
6
I
times.
think what it was is there was like talks of
So,
Trump running for
but-
president back then.
Well,
And
in one of the episodes, an early episode, and I don't
But
wanna,
the,
I don't
I'm
want to get
talking
in
about
trouble.
the escalator deal.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that's the one
too
I'm talking
perfect.
about.
It's
Yeah,
like
that was
almost
like
that is
identical.
That was fucking ridiculous.
That has
Did you guys
to
ever hear
be-
about Project Looking Glass?
It's like so
matched
good,
up.
it's fucking fake.
Do you guys
Yeah.
You
know
know what I
about
mean?
Yeah, it's so good it's fake.
Project Looking Glass?
Well, dude, that's when
It's too close.
when Lisa's fucking president, and she's like, well, we've inherited quite a budget problem from President Trump,
Yeah,
and that was in like '99, I want to say.
I feel like they
Like,
all
boom.
That's
Google
before,
Pro-
that's
Google
before people
Project
thought
Looking
he was
Glass.
like stupid. You know, that's before people
Google
Yeah,
didn't,
that was
didn't
when he was a
respect him.
fucking
You want me to do it
savvy
now?
businessman.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So the fact that they were making jokes
in The
about him
Simpsons.
ruining the economy back then is just interesting.
it's just
It's
interesting
just yeah.
because it's like, wow, like this fucking idiot could probably be president one day, you know? So let's make a joke about that.
I mean, it's also interesting that
Exactly.
Groening was on fucking Epstein's plane. How many times?
who
I don't know.
I mean,
Many
the-
times.
who do you keep saying?
The guy who created The Simpsons, and I love The Simpsons. Listen, all my heroes are dead to me. I love the Grateful
Oh,
Dead.
it's clear
I
to me
love
that
the
he
Grateful
was
Dead.
some
That's
sort
a
of operative.
CIA op.
He was some sort of op. Definitely, Epstein was definitely some sort of op. He could have been a double agent, even.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
for sure.
Epstein.
You know, it was all an op just to get
Epstein was
famous people there,
intelligence.
and then to get them to
Yeah,
get massages
blackmail.
from these young girls and get it
You
on
don't know.
camera and
Hey
then
Luke,
blackmail.
this girl's hot as fuck. Oh shit. Well, you're famous. So come- There's a lot of I guarantee you, there's a lot of motherfuckers that are not bad people.
There's people that have had stories that went there and they just refuse everything. They refuse
Well,
the massage
but what
because they
about-
knew from the
But,
get go.
all right, Luke. So like you go there, right?
Yeah.
You just had the hottest movie out. You
Okay.
go to this island. You're hanging out. You're balling. You're having fun. And this chick, you know, comes on to you, and
Yeah,
she
but,
looks
it-
21.
It would be tough. The
But
thing
she's
is, yeah.
16 and they film it. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of those. I do.
There's
I
a
don't
lot
think
of those.
Everyone
I
is
think-
evil. I don't think everyone.
No, I don't
is-
think everyone's like killing
Yeah.
children.
No,
and-
I think some are into it.
Yeah, but you're right. I think a lot of it's that, and it's like they could break the
Blackmail.
story,
And
and
they
they
just
own
film
you.
it,
They
yeah,
just
and
own
then
you
they're
after
like,
that.
oh, guess
Motherfucker.
what?
You just fucked a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna fucking drink blood, and now you're gonna tell kids that they should fucking suck dick when they're 13. You know what I mean? You goes down that rabbit hole.
Keep
Yeah,
the
and
mic
you're
in
just
front of
getting-
your face, Bob.
Even if
Levy.
you're like, if you're a famous comic, now you're gonna make jokes about this narrative that push this narrative. Now, if you're a singer, you're gonna make songs about drugs. You're gonna make songs about whatever you want to push. They can push agendas. If you have control of these, I feel like there's more Epsteins out there. There's a bunch of people that are probably getting blackmail on celebrities, and then they're using that blackmail to control the narrative. And
What
I
if
think
they get those people in there and get them super fucked up and then like
Yes.
plant stuff?
Yes.
like drug them and whatnot.
Do you guys know what the hashashin are?
Who?
The hashashin.
No, I don't.
It's actually where assassin came from. Then they smoked hash, so they're basically hash smoking assassins. So they would fucking go and drug people and kidnap. People would say they wanted to be a hashishin. So people would come, kidnap them, drug them, take them back to the palace, the secret palace that was like up in this mountain or whatever. When they came to, they'd be all feeling good and stuff. They'd give them hash and everything. They'd have all girls, fuck them and whatever, just hot chicks, do whatever he wanted, get all his food, everything. Then they would give him more drugs, make him pass out, and when he came back to, he'd be in a shitty-ass apartment, and they'd be like, all right, do you pledge yourself to the hashishin? And they were like, fuck yeah, I need to get back to that place. And then they were willing to give their lives for it.
Yeah. Are you pledging your life? He's like, all right, well, where are we at on all that hookers and hash?
And
'Cause if that's a thing, then I'm in.
And they were, they used to murder noblemen and stuff. That's what they were. They would sneak through into places and murder like really big, heads of houses and shit to get rid
That's how
of
they
them.
would get people in.
Sounds like Operation Midnight Climax.
That should be our cruise.
Do you guys know
name
about
now,
that?
The hash assassins.
It sounds like what year was this? This is old.
Old.
Do you guys know
Hashtag
about
hash
Operation
assassins.
Midnight Climax?
Put it
That's
out
what-
there.
That's LSD in
10
nightclubs, right?
10.
No, so it was whorehouses.
Oh, okay.
All right. A
It was
raid-
whorehouses in nightclubs.
It was whorehouses in 1954. They used to.
Okay, I can't. The assassins, Persian, Hashishin, and then there's a bunch of names for it, were Nizari Ismail sect who lived in the mountains of Persia and Syria between 1090 and 1275. During that time, they held a strict subterfuge policy throughout the Middle East through the covert murder of first Muslim and later Christian leaders that were considered enemies of the state. The modern term assassination is based on the tactics used by the assassins. Nizari I can't say that. Formed in the late 11th century after a succession crisis within the caliphate between.
So they're
whoever that
assassins,
is.
right?
Yeah.
That's what. That's pretty much.
We need somebody
They're
who's not
sat-
got dropped in the
Thank
head.
you.
You know what's
3 times
interesting to
fucking
me
reading.
is-
saving me.
It's like that's a 185-year period, right? In between there, maybe more if I didn't do the math right. But so there's people that were like born into that assassin group, probably, right? And like that's all they knew.
Maybe.
That's all, and then they died and just assumed that a group was gonna last forever. You know, it's weird to think people live and die like that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Oh, look, I'll read. Do you want me to read this?
Living and dying is such a sad thing.
overview?
when you really think about it. I mean, it's a beautiful and sad thing.
It is
living
a
and
beautiful and sad thing. I'm getting old.
You
Don't
know,
remind me.
you're not getting old.
You shut your
Yeah,
mouth.
you're not getting old at all. But living and dying is it's like this beautiful thing. But like think about the most famous person in your mind right now. In 100 years from now, would it be relevant?
Maybe not, but like the thing about the digital age is they'll still be
Maybe.
accessible. You know?
Maybe.
Unless video files just
Maybe.
magically get obsolete.
Unless
Yeah,
you get
for
hit, unless you get
fucking-
hit with a fucking
Meteor.
EMP.
Yeah. There's something big happens that sets us back.
Wait, did you said EMP?
I said
I did.
meteor.
You said meteor. You said EMP.
Yeah.
Jesus
Same
fucking
thing.
Christ.
Right?
Too soon.
What's an EMP?
It's like when they knock out.
Pulse, like when just like all the
Fries everything copper.
Yeah.
Everything copper fries.
everything.
So anything that was electronic is gone. It's
Done.
the burning of Alexandria.
Conspiracy theory.
It's going to happen someday. I really
Yeah.
hope not.
You think?
well, they're
Huh.
they pitched the theory that
Sounds like
a while
Y2K.
ago where like they're like, oh well, solar flares can act the same way.
They could.
You know what I'm saying? Well, and they fucking can, but it's like that's what it's gonna. They're gonna be like, oh, I got all these solar flares, and all of a sudden, like no one can communicate with each other.
What
That's what is gonna be that's when you know. That's
when you
got to
go to a cave.
Yeah, that's when it's time to like pack up your shit and be out.
What if
when all of a sudden
everybody-
like all lines of communication, internet and phone and all that stuff, it's like get your fucking shit and go.
You
Hear
go
me
to
out.
Patterson and get a bag of fentanyl and end it, or you fucking, or
Yeah.
you get your backpack and start
Yeah.
going.
Pack up
What
the
if
car and the
their
puppy
what
and
if
be out.
their whole plan, all right, is to make weed legal, and give everybody the munchies, and then everybody starts their microwave at the same time, and it fries us all.
I love this.
Wow.
It boils
so much.
us all.
Well, that's why you get an air fryer.
Yeah, so
I am pro air
where
fryer.
Where are we at on full?
We
Get
need
ready,
to stop
kill your
this.
microwave.
We need air fryers, guys. We can no longer microwave. They're
Everyone
trying to
fucking kill
microwave
their
us
microwave.
to death.
Very very serious question here. Where are we at on full? Like after all this shit, never ends. But where are we at on like full legalization of fucking grass, and the government taxes?
I say it
and
happens
whatever,
while we're
and that
locked
goes-
down.
And that goes.
Oh,
I'm saying,
perfect.
like, why would that not go 100% towards COVID fucking whatever relief? Or
No, what do
government
you?
relief?
Mr. Murphy was
ridiculous?
supposed
We
to
don't need any
make
more
it
relief.
legal.
I'm
Well,
relieved.
Whatever the fuck I'm saying.
Exactly.
Well, I
Murphy-
just want weed to be legal.
Mr. Murphy was supposed to make it legal.
That's the whole agenda, really, for
that's
you.
that's really my agenda.
Mr. Murphy.
Yeah, we don't
Supposed
want
to
to
be
trade
fucking
all
legal,
that,
bitch.
all that tax.
Check it out. My best friend in the world is still in a fucking cage, and he was supposed to be out 2 weeks ago, and he's still in a cage. And you know who's out? Child molesters. And you know why he was in jail in a cage?
Weed.
For weed.
He's a weed molester.
That
He fucking
Yeah.
molested weed so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah,
Guy just
weed.
fucking just molested
weed.
hard.
Weed offenses definitely should have been the first let out. Like you have something that's half legal now, and you're like, no, we're gonna like kid touching will never be legal. Hopefully, hopefully. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
No, they're gonna try. These animals are gonna try to like normalize.
Oh, they're
that shit.
trying.
They're
They're
gonna be
already
like,
trying.
no,
They've
it's like-
already tried.
It's a,
I've
it's a
seen
sickness
things.
and it's
Yeah.
this and that.
Have you not
It's
heard
like,
that?
no, you gotta
Yeah.
drag these motherfuckers to
Yo,
the street and shoot
yo,
'em. Like,
listen.
that's it.
They can't-
That's it.
Yep.
Why would you even
Hey.
waste a fucking cage
Yep.
on
Hey.
someone like that?
Dude,
Like they
man.
get most of those guys get beaten to death
They
like,
can't-
within like a week or two anyway.
that's so
right?
fucked up because they can't help it, bro.
Yeah,
like
right.
that's just what they're
Yeah.
attracted to.
Yeah.
Is little
Right.
kids.
In Japan, they're making little kid sex dolls.
Yeah, that's perfect,
Are you
man. That's what
fucking
we
serious?
need to do.
Yeah.
That's what we
Don't
need
even
to do.
Google it. It'll make you sick to your
It'll
We
stomach.
need
curb
to
your urges,
facilitate it.
man.
We need
Fuck.
to facilitate it for people to make
It's
it
so
more like a
fucked
real
up because
thing.
then that's like a
It's
what's
bad.
next? Like
No,
well, you
we
have to
need to
curb
make
your
virtual
fucking,
reality.
You have to curb
child.
It's
you have
coming.
to curb your murder
I'm
urges.
sure
It's
it
too,
is.
coming.
So you get
This
to,
is
you
why
know,
I'm saying the
like
most
that Purge
ridiculous
shit
shit
is-
that's
I've
gonna
actually
fucking
never watched
happen.
one of those movies, but I get the gist of it.
It's
Um,
coming. And let me tell you something. If you sell,
Don't think
if you sell
it's some
crack
dirt-
cocaine,
Dirt on the dark web, that shit's not already fucking available.
if you fucking killed someone because you were in some kind of enterprise, I'm not for the death penalty. If you touch a kid, there's only one way to take
Yeah,
care of you.
man.
There's only one way to take care of you.
That's it. Sorry.
There's only one way. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and I know that with my beliefs, karma is not good, but you can come back as a worm, and you can try to build yourself up. And if I got to fucking shoot one just to come back as a worm, I'll do it. Because
How-
those motherfuckers do not deserve
Allegedly.
Here's the
allegedly.
next step.
Allegedly.
The
Yeah,
next
allegedly.
step of the next step, like less severe, maybe. Did you see? I don't know. It's a hard rating scale here. Did you see Levy posted a picture of some elderly, somebody beating an elderly, like in a fucking thing?
What?
beating an elderly?
Yeah, just stands there and just keeps hitting them.
Well, was it funny?
No, it wasn't funny.
It
It's
was-
like, it's like, it's like I want to
That
find the
doesn't sound funny.
motherfucker and
Oh.
beat his face in.
Hey, you shouldn't hurt.
The
You
same-
shouldn't hurt an elderly.
But that's
person.
my point. is
But I
that-
mean, that guy also lived his life. He
Did she
blew
like
it.
do something to start it?
that's
though?
why I said it was.
Yeah, she not even fucking Jello.
It's like,
or-
hey, you whippersnapper, go fuck yourself.
she need her Jello, and like
Yeah.
you're like, bitch, you gotta fucking do that.
Oh, is that like a nursing home?
Probably.
Those people are fucking
Adam Sandler.
terrible. Yeah.
Remember Adam Sandler is Happy Gilmore?
Exactly.
gotta
That
get
guy
me
should be
outta
fucking. And
here.
he filmed it, so I hope that.
Well, did you see that? Yeah, that
terrible.
dude.
Do you
think he'll
I
get
think
beaten in jail?
They charged the other guy with murder in that. What's his name? Is it Aubrey? I believe.
Where they tracked the dude down. That wanted to-
Maud Aubrey.
Those fucking
Those
guys.
fucking hillbillies.
Oh fuck.
They
Oh,
they,
those two
they
guys that shot
charged
the
the guy
guy?
that fucking was filming it. They charged him today
Good.
with murder.
Good, dude.
With murder?
Listen,
Yeah. I'm almost
Because he
positive.
didn't.
I'm
help
not a
or
tough guy.
stop
I'm
him.
not a tough
If
guy.
you're not killing Nazis, you're a Nazi, Luke.
I'm not a tough
Alright.
guy. But if someone's
I mean,
If you're not part of the Nazi killing death squad, then you sir are a Nazi.
That's right.
if you're not
Yeah,
funding
fuck.
the Nazis,
Yeah. Also, being that we're on the subject, I don't know how many listeners we have out there, but yeah, fuck Nazis. Thank you. Just wanted to put that out there.
research Operation Paperclip.
This
oh yeah,
guy knows.
that's just a known. That's not even.
Then
a,
you might
that's not, a
not
theory.
say fuck Nazis because you might wear a NASA shirt and love NASA.
Yeah.
I don't wear NASA shirts.
Naskies.
Oh, you mean NASA made by the guy who
Brought
said-
to you by the Nazis.
the guy who said we would never get to the moon ever. The one that created NASA, Werner von Braun.
Yeah, Werner von Braun,
And-
Aaron Hubbard, Disney.
Come
Mhm.
on.
Yeah, You guys already thought.
But
I
I
was
trust
fucking
that
crazy.
guy.
I didn't realize
Come on.
L. Ron Hubbard was involved in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for Dianetics. That's the whole Scientology.
I realized
Dude.
that. I didn't realize he was involved.
Have you guys
with
ever had a
NASA.
real official picture of the Earth? Can you guys pull one up for me?
You can
I'm
pull
just-
up a
I'm just-
composite.
Yeah, man. My
I'm interested. You guys
Lance,
have a real
I have a full back tattoo
Lance
of the
Mountain
Earth.
sent me a picture of the Earth.
Do you guys have a real one I can look at?
Lance-
That's not
Lance
CGI.
Mountain.
Lance
Skater?
Mountain did, yeah, exactly.
Do you guys have one of those for me?
From prison.
So here's something. I just think I don't care about the I care about the shape, but for me it's what would lying about the size or the shape do for them, people that aren't on the ends. For me, I think it's that there's a lot more underneath Antarctica. I think there's a lot more land down there. I think there's who the fuck knows
Hollow
at this
Earth?
point. Yeah,
Listen, we
I
can go
don't-
back to this, and that's a good theory, but I think that they're trying to promote stick and ball sports over frisbee golf.
What?
That's the main agenda of
That's the
NASA.
whole
They're
fucking
promoting
reason.
frisbee
I'm
golf.
saying that the Earth is round versus flat because
Yeah,
they're
so
like,
with the
obviously,
frisbee?
yeah, you're gonna play more ball sports.
Yeah,
Because
'Cause you
we
think
live
the
on
Earth
like
is
think
round.
about it.
That's
Well,
why.
They're like, we live on a big ball.
Yeah. Plus, you can make any of the balls like a globe-looking thing.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why football is so
that's how you
big
sell
though,
it.
because that's actually the shape.
Yeah, I think that's part of the
Oh.
shape. You're right, Luke. Oh shit,
Oh.
he is a Rothschild.
That's
He
knows
knows.
what
He
the
knows.
Earth-
Well, he knows.
he
The
knows
Earth,
what the Earth
the Earth
really
Does
is,
it
the Earth is
spiral?
like it's a no.
Or
It's like
does
an,
it-
it's like
is
an
it
ellipse.
like-
Spiral.
Is it a perfect
No, it's like a-
spiral?
it's an
Oh
ellipsis.
shit.
Is it is it ducking?
Momentum
Is
would
a
say it
lame
would
duck?
spiral. Probably.
Spirals.
Well, what does like your family say on the space?
What do you guys say?
What's your great great grandfather?
My
tell
mom
you?
says I should be locked up.
For anyone just tuning in, we have a real life live Rothschild in studio. We captured one, and he's very funny. He's also a fantastic comedian. You can find him. Where are you on the internet?
I'm on the internet. Look
Where
me up.
are
You're
you?
on the internet?
Where are you on the internet?
Hashtag
I'm
internet.
on. I'm on the Instagram. Just look up the name. You've heard it here a couple times.
Yes. His
Or
name
on
is it's Lance Armstrong for anyone just
Lance
tuning
Mountain.
in. Yeah, it's Lance. It's Lance Mountain at Flat Earth. It's all in ellipses.com.
Oh man.
No, it's Luke Rothschild.
No, but you'll be seeing me when this all stops and gets out. You know?
Headlining.
yeah,
when
man.
we leave.
6-hour performance.
Yeah.
Luke Rothschild, first ever
Oh, you're welcome here.
one-man show.
Thank you.
He
Thank
plays
you,
the
thank
banjo also. That's going to be a 2.5-hour set.
I was just. It sucks because things were picking up for me too. When
Me
this happened.
Too.
Like
I
for
had
everyone,
I had
man.
booked
I feel
like
for everyone.
We had our fucking brunch
I
coming
feel
up.
like
We were
for
going to
all of us,
slay.
it was
It was
picking
fucking.
up.
It was great. It was going to be
Life was-
great.
Yeah.
I had about 5 shows looking up, and some of them were decent, and then just all canceled. And now I'm sitting in my boxers doing mics.
All the
online.
fairs all summer got canceled. FYI.
everything,
Pretty much.
everything,
in the attic.
motorsports, everything. I can't.
Well, I think they said yesterday that the balloon festival is back on.
Oh
so
shit.
you should try fucking jumping over the balloons or some shit.
My friend actually shot out of a cannon there.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, of course he
call,
did.
Call your cannon friend and let's
course he
fucking
did.
let's make some
He's
magic.
probably
Hey,
already
we should
going.
let's do a lot on
Yo, let's-
location live
Yeah,
show
let's
from the
shoot me out of a
balloon
cannon.
festival.
From his.
I feel shot of a
you have
cannon
any
every time I wake up
paramotor
at 10
friends?
o'clock. I would
No.
feel like I'm shot of a cannon every
He's
morning.
never let me shoot out of the cannon. I've known him. For
You have
a
any
long
friends
time.
that fly the paragliders with
wingsuits?
things on their back?
Wingsuit.
The paramotor guys?
Like wingsuit.
No.
It's
no.
this
Not
other
like
thing where
personally.
they have like engines on
It's
their
like a
back.
wingsuit.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, I've been
Okay.
trying to get into that. I want to fly. You
Like
know,
a
I feel
wingsuit.
like flying. Like that's the one goal in life is to fly.
Yeah.
That's why you need a wingsuit.
That's why I ride
wingsuit.
dirt bikes, man.
Squirrel suit.
So you can fly for a second
Yeah.
and then hopefully not break your everything.
He shows his
Yeah,
pistons.
you know that's the problem with sports like that. You have a really good chance of breaking
Wow.
your everything.
Always say they are so fun
Yeah,
until they're not.
yeah. Until they're instantaneously
fun.
not.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I
And
used
then
to
until
love
you're
snowboarding.
groaning on the side of the fucking dirt.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean that's true.
I love snowboarding for years and years and years. And after
That's
like
why-
9 concussions, I think that was enough.
That's why people are like, "Oh, you're afraid to get up in front of people," and I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
Because just my ego's gonna be hurt. But
Yeah.
At least I'm not gonna
Fucking-
fall on my head.
yeah, they're like like crashing in front of 7,000
That
people.
was
is
episode 1
different.
through 7.
Yeah, I'm actually
When
worried
we
that when I
ask Clint
stand
those
up, like,
questions-
my intestines will
Have you
become
crashed in front of
spilling
thousands
out.
of people?
Yeah, he
Fuck
showed us
yeah.
pictures.
Oh,
It's
dude,
all
I gotta
fucked up.
see those.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
see
the-
those.
Filled,
Watch that earlier.
filled circus. The
Yeah.
whole place
Like on the
is
show,
filled.
like
Yeah, oh yeah, during like traumatized kids and all. I'm sure.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ.
He's like, I get the same letter around Christmas time every year from the same family
I
that
hope
say
you're
that like
not
little
dead.
Jimmy has
no,
not
I
fucking
need to
recovered.
find it. I need to actually
They-
find that email.
I still get hate mail from people about their fucking kids that
No.
that ruin
Did-
their lives.
No, it's
Do the
good.
guys that go big, do they just make it lucky? Their whole-
No, they're more talented than me.
Oh.
Well, in the
He-
early days, you said like you
said
just didn't
it.
think
I
about
didn't
it.
say
You're
it.
like,
That's
oh, we just
the
don't
truth.
think about it. You
It's
just
like,
did it.
nah,
That's the
bro,
truth.
those guys are just very
Um,
talented.
What am I looking for?
You're looking for when your fucking brains were on the side of the road. and
No.
Oh yeah,
Jimmy was
yeah,
crying.
yeah, yeah. When your fucking intestines came pouring out.
No, that's not
Oh.
what I was
When you
looking
crash
When
for
your
the
neck
thousands
got
of people.
fused to your shoulder because you tried
for. Not
to
when
do,
I crashed.
you tried to fuck up Travis Pastrana's record.
Yeah.
No.
Did
Didn't
you?
work. and You
This
were
is
fucking-
all
You tried to do a
false.
You were
triple
in Gary,
backflip?
Indiana.
When you had that rocket
You're in
car
Gary,
and you tried to fly it across the Grand Canyon.
This is all.
When
No,
you tried
alright.
to beat fucking. you
Travis
broke
one
Knievel's
time-
record.
When that time you tried to fist fight Travis Pastrana at the top of the Empire State Building,
What was I
He
looking
threw you
for?
off.
and then he threw you off, and you had a wingsuit.
I never wingsuited.
Do you know those motherfuckers? You know these weird fucking.
Yeah, I don't know any wingsuit
It's weird because
people.
like I know like
Hey.
degenerate white people that do like weird shit like fight or skateboard. You know like white people that are crazy, but like they just do really crazy shit, like jump off of fucking buildings and
But they do that stuff all the time, like to where it's not crazy.
it's
to them.
crazy. It's crazy.
It loses
If you
its
do
charm though,
something
after
enough-
a while.
Well, not to other people, but but my point is, if you do anything enough, it'll become normal to you. What was I looking up?
You're probably a crash.
No,
Yeah, you were
not
definitely
what
looking
it
for a
was.
crash for Luke. He asked you
No.
about crashes.
I was.
no, yeah, but that wasn't why I was looking. I wasn't trying to find that crash.
You're looking for your set. When
Oh,
you
I
crashed
was
without
trying to.
leaving?
No, I was
You're
trying to
plug
find.
yourself.
Nope. No.
Today's memory loss
How
is
do
brought to
get
you by
into-
marijuana. Thank you.
Do you think that's what it was?
All right, guys.
How do we get into the messenger room from here?
No, we're going to.
There we go, in Messenger. And now there's
Oh, we're
the,
sliding into DMs.
Yeah, he's in the DMs. And shit.
I need to get to
so,
Who's that naked bro down there?
so hoping
What's
he's.
going
Yeah.
on?
Oh,
No,
there
this
is that.
guy-
Yeah.
this guy
yeah.
always
Oh,
sends
what's the
it-
deal?
yeah.
Yo, fuck that guy. What's up with this
Yeah.
broad?
If you go down, she got a fucking.
Here we go.
She got a hammer on her.
Oh, definitely. fucking.
Maybe.
She had a
Fucking
10,
hammer.
12-inch dangler,
Yeah, she
bro.
got a fuck-
Like this.
She got those little. She got those. She got them little titties, but a hammer.
Hanging off this table like that. Like off
That
the,
was last episode.
the fucking side of the bed.
This is from 2018.
Bro, what is happening?
This is
right
some
now?
guy you
Clip.
blocked.
It was before
He's
that.
like,
It's
what the fuck are you about to
It's
show
the chick
us?
that showed fucking
I
Glenn
am
with
so
her hammer in her
excited
mouth.
about this.
This is some girl mad at some woman mad at me.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't know if it does. He made it. Can other
That's
people?
hilarious.
fucking-
What's going on here?
This woman was all mad at me about fucking posting something.
Yeah,
What
see
i-
that?
What is this? This is
I
sexual
don't wanna hear
and
about
vulgar
your
language.
fingers in
Take it
your
down.
asshole, Clint.
Is there another message board?
Wait,
Is there another mailbox
who the fuck?
besides
Who the fuck
requested?
is that person?
I don't know. She just wrote me that she was, mad about that, and I was like, okay,
is she
whatever.
like a follower of yours?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
maybe.
obviously.
Well, how the fuck? Yeah, because you can't just see people's
Yeah.
pages, right?
It's like I
Somebody
saw you
sent
jump
me a
over fucking
message.
3 tractor trailers on fire.
Yo,
now
that
you
is
got
fu-
fingers up
that
your
is
asshole.
fucking
like-
amazing. Yo, what were you talking
took
about
my
on
fucking
that
kids
date?
Yeah, I want to know.
What was the post?
Think about it. You think real hard.
I don't.
11, 17, 16. What was the fucking post?
I actually do know what the post was. So it was 2 women, and the one beat the other one with a huge dildo. I crashed in like 2014.
Oh my god.
That was the whole
One's
post.
trying to be normal.
Yeah, that's
He's like,
so
it was
a
amazing.
video.
He was like, it was
Did
like
you-
Clockwork
Did
Orange
you
scene.
respond? Did you respond to that lady?
It's like
Can we see
Clockwork
that?
Orange scene where
Yeah. Oh
we
my
just
god.
beat people with penises.
I want to see that.
Like this.
I don't
Some
understand
chick
what her
trying to
problem
spam me.
was.
Holy shit. That's some
whoa.
Nigerian
Private
thing.
lawyer. A
Yo,
private
we're
lawyer.
Yeah, we're.
I
what
watched
are-
you
these
beat
are
a
the-
woman to death with a dildo.
Yeah, these are the
I got
fucking
your back,
hacked-
bro.
Hack DNC over here. Yo, hey,
I'll
tell
have
fucking
to find it, dude.
tell
So-
Trump we found the hard drive. It's right here.
It's
So somebody sent me. I got hurt. 16, 15, 14.
he's got an email from Tony Podesta. Oh, shit, not that one.
Yeah. Yo, that's great.
He's got a Tony
Yo,
Podesta
it
email.
just says-
Hey,
it's
Clint,
like
you
a
got
Tony
the
Podesta.
pizza, Clint?
Yeah.
It says see you tonight. It's got the little winky emoji.
He's like, if you could send me 700 motorbikes at 3 a.m.
Frank, are we still good with those 658 motorbikes? The ones that are between 11 and 12 years old with low mileage?
Please send them into my
Be
office
sure to
at
bring
3 a.m.
plenty of handkerchiefs.
If not, go fuck yourself. If they come in with sun's up, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
They need to only
So-
have 12 hours on there.
I
If they have
gotta,
more than 12
I gotta
hours,
cook my
fuck you.
kids breakfast in the morning. Get here before fucking 2.
Tony Podesta.
Don't love Tony.
The
See you at the soul cooking, you fuck.
For those of you that don't know, soul cooking is
It's spirit
for those
cooking,
of you
but
at home.
it's close.
Yeah, name drop, name drop, name drop,
Name drop Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton, name drop, name drop.
That one time I said it didn't really.
no, I crashed. So some
Into
guy
Tony
writes me,
Podesta's living room.
knocked myself. I sat up. They're like, "Are you okay?" I go, "Yeah," and then I passed out for 4 minutes. And they-
Hey man, are you okay? Yeah, I just need 4 minutes off.
I do vaguely remember being like, "Yeah," and then just kind of, "Yeah."
I'm in shape. I'm in shape. My low resting heart rate.
Wow. Did you think it was all over then?
No,
was
I
there a
was
thought in your mind?
unconscious. I didn't fucking know.
You didn't, you
Was
were-
there ever a time when you were like in? I'm being serious, dude.
Mid-air.
I'm not like when you were like mid-air and you're like, I am gonna fucking
shit.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah, bunch
Yeah?
of times.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, not like I'm gonna die, but like
fucked up.
I
That's
could.
so fucked.
Done fucked up.
Yeah, the whole time you're just like, I gotta save this somehow. So here's what actually happened.
Shit.
Now, seriously, let me finish the story about the email. So
Tony
I
Podesta.
fucking crash. They take me off of the fucking floor. I go to the hospital. Months later, in one of those other mailboxes, I find an email from a dude that's like, "Hey, man," or it's like the next day. It's like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, we were at the thing. That was really bad, blah, 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 da, 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 da." So I don't see this. It's in the extra mailbox. I'm fucked up in the hospital still. I don't remember 24 hours. I can barely put the week together. Like, he writes me 2 days later, and it's like, "That's fucked up. You didn't write us back, this and that. Like, you ain't shit." And I'm like, I wrote back like months later when I found it. I'm like, "Hey, you know, I was in the hospital, this and that. This went to my fucking spam box or my like whatever box." I was like, "But thanks for letting me know I ain't shit."
Yeah, be like, but I appreciate the concern
Yeah.
and also letting me know that I ain't shit.
Yeah.
That's how you know you made it when you have distraught fans because you didn't answer him back.
Yeah. Because
That's-
I almost
that's
died
that-
because I was
that
in the-
Eminem song. All of
Yeah,
a sudden,
Stan.
he's like, listen,
Clint.
Clint, I asked how you was in the hospital, and you didn't even write me back. You fucking cocksucker. You think you're so big with your
Yeah.
motorcycle? You fucking
I wrote you 3
pussy.
times, bitch.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can't even spell that week. I'm like,
He's trying to eat
dude,
fucking applesauce.
Yeah, you're like, be like, dearest Steve, I'm sorry I couldn't respond earlier. I just got out of that coma.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I thought letters were
I don't even
numbers.
remember what
Yeah. I sent you 2 free tickets to my next show. Hope you can make it. Yeah, and that's the
Exactly.
part where the kid drives off a bridge. And it's
So
the whole
I
thing.
broke my
then she
femur
writes that
up
you're
by my hip. I bruised my kidneys. I peed brown for like fucking 3 weeks.
Like Diet Coke.
I peed
I
bones.
blew my.
Oh, your fucking
I
liver
look
was
like
fucked
coke.
up?
Wow.
Is your liver on your right side?
Yeah, you're all fucked up.
Yeah,
dude.
that's where I landed on my right
Oh,
side.
man.
So is my liver then.
I'm not giving
I
you
blew
more
my
beer.
shoulder out of the back, and I don't
You blew your back
remember.
straight up.
I
don't
blew the mouth
remember-
out of the blow up doll.
I blew the mouth out of the fuck doll. Fucking, I don't remember however long. I'm in the hospital for 1 week. They do the surgery on my thing, my leg, the next day. I actually told somebody, I was like, I lost 4 hours. They said, why? And I said, because I woke up right before they took me to surgery. He goes, that wasn't 4 hours. That was 4 o'clock the next day. I crashed at 4. So that was 24 hours. I don't act.
Were you dead?
No, I was still talking to people, but I was on autopilot. I was basically blacked out.
Oh shit! You're like you're like me on a Saturday night.
Yeah, exactly. So I finally came to in the hospital. Like, what the hell is going on? And my friend's like, I said, what'd I do? He goes, you fell on your right side twice. And I'm like, how did I do this? And he's like, I have video. Do you want to see? And it was like a suspense thriller starring me. And I had no idea what was going on in it. So I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So then after a week in this Louisiana hospital, guess what? I live in Georgia. Fucking, I just take a taxi to the airport. And find myself back
In a gown.
Bro,
You still
bro,
have the
whenever I
fucking
think I got
IV.
changed.
Whenever I think I'm hard,
Just
Ryan
running
tells
down
a
the
story.
street.
They change. I get changed. Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, all right, my taxi's outside.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
just
see ya.
push me on my wheelchair
ass
to
hanging
the
out and shit?
taxi, and they're
Your
like,
ass hanging out?
they're like,
Yeah.
no, I put my regular clothes on.
You had like you had your full motor gear on.
They cut that off of me.
He's like, I only had my helmet and the gown. He's like, I was bare-assed, but I had my helmet.
No, they cut. Nick has
You're a
that jersey hanging behind him in
You're
the
a
podcast.
fucking savage.
Well, I
This guy
appreciate that.
fucking is so quiet. Then all of a sudden he tells a story. It's like always like.
That's why.
Did you
though-
ever meet Jesus? We gotta go soon. But have you
No.
ever met Jesus?
No,
All
I don't believe in Jesus.
Well,
Well,
man,
I believe
okay.
Jesus was real, but
Dude, Jesus would be in this podcast right
I
now,
don't
getting
think-
fucked up with us. That's the problem with the Christians, and we gotta go. But the problem with the Christians, they don't
I haven't
understand
finished
who
my
Jesus
beer,
really was.
so-
Jesus hung out with strippers and prostitutes and got the fuck down. He would have been on
I don't
point.
think they had strippers.
Well, you know,
They had some version of
close to
it.
it.
100%.
Strippers
You
in
know,
the
He
fucking-
hung out with
You know.
the grimy of the grime. He got down. Like, I've met a few
You
Jesuses
think he
in my
was
life.
a?
He's like, I've met a
comedian.
few Jesuses in
I
my day.
have.
You know what I
I have.
realized?
And, like, your followers are not going to, like, they're not, like, you got to wait till you, like,
Yeah.
turn him into something he's not. But Jesus was a cool fucking dude.
Yeah.
Jesus was a really cool dude.
100%.
What Christians turned him into, not so much.
Right.
But
Jim
he
Jones.
was really fucking cool. Like, Jesus, like, hung out, like, Jesus hung out in the tunnel, like, in the back room at, like,
That's
six,
why.
like, he hung out there with, like, fucking trainees, like, handing each other fucking pacifiers. And
That's why
he
I
was,
think.
like, the one, like, just giving them the love.
Yeah. I
Listen.
Yeah, bro,
I
he was
am
the
positive
coolest-
that I've run into Jesus
Henry.
at the Limelight at 4:30 in the morning
Henry.
on a
I
cold
think-
Do you
December
remember
night.
when Jesus gave us
Yes, I do.
something? Yes.
1,000
Yeah.
fucking percent.
Jesus
I
gave
That
us
was
think-
that was one of the most
And it
fucking
lasted for a
terrifying nights of my life, or actually like 27 hours.
Yeah.
I think
I had a
that
lot of fun.
Jesus didn't die. All right, he went to the rave in the cave.
Yeah.
And
Fuck
he got
yeah,
so
man.
fucked
Oh my
up,
god.
Yeah.
and they were just like, "Listen, we've got to go." Anybody still dead and everybody still fucked
he's
up?
still
and
at
his
after
dude
hours?
Left. Yeah,
he's
they're
still at
like,
after hours.
Yeah.
It's the longest.
He's
at
at
top
after
speed.
hours. He's just like
yo,
just standing in the corner
No,
like
he's
this.
not even. He's not even. He's just foaming at the mouth. They're like, "We lost this one. We can't do anything.
Yeah.
we're gonna have to close up shop." And then
Yeah.
he's like,
But three
He's like,
days,
"Where
3
is
days later they go
everybody?"
back and he woke
"Yeah."
up.
They're
so-
like, "We
Yeah.
need to clean up.
Yeah.
Our hangovers went away.
Yeah.
We need to clean up. We're gonna go back and clean up."
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, this fucking guy is still in here."
Yeah, he's like, I heard the party's at Amazura.
Yeah,
Let's go.
DJ
It's a week
Judas went back to get his headphones, and he saw Jesus wake
Just
up, and he
fucking
was like,
rocking
"Whoa,
out.
this is a thing," and he rose from the cave.
I think That's the story of.
That is.
That's
I'm
the
pretty
story
sure
of
that's
Easter.
exactly how it goes.
That's the story of
I've
Easter.
only kind of thumbed through the Bible, but you know,
Else-
and I feel like I'm paraphrasing a little, but I'm pretty sure that's
And
exactly
then he
how
got
it goes.
home, and Mary's like, "Where were you? Were you with your horse?"
Yeah, what were you with your hose?
That was your
I'm not a
boyfriend?
good enough hose.
That's his mother. Mary's his mother.
Oh, Mary's his mother. Yeah.
Don't they say he's in
whatever.
Argentina
Wait,
right
wait,
now
no,
or
but
something?
Mary
No, he
Magdalene.
married- that's what I'm saying.
Mary
He married
Magdalene
another
was his
man.
That's
fucking
what I say.
homegirl.
Jesus was a G.
He
'Cause his
married
best
another man,
friend-
Jesus
right?
was a G.
His best friend was a hooker.
Yeah, think about that.
Dude.
Yo, look it up.
His
Yo,
bottom
look
bitch.
that shit
look
up.
into it.
His best friend was a hooker.
And
That's
that
his
was
best
who?
friend.
Mary.
Magdalene.
Magdalene.
So did he not
Of
have
the,
a
of
wife?
the Connecticut Magdalene.
Well, it's up for debate.
he did.
The
Was Mary-
Rothschilds would
He
know.
was married to
he was married to Mary Magdalene,
They
right?
say-
Is that what your parents
They
say?
say that would disprove Christianity because that would be a sin.
Yeah,
Yes,
of
yes,
course.
yes.
Of
Right?
fucking course.
He was a Jew.
So I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, he was a.
That's
you
another
know,
funny part.
he was-
the
he was
whole
one of-
Jew thing.
yeah.
It's like, come on. Like,
That
it's
is the
so
weird
upside
part.
down.
Yeah, it's so
You know what
upside down.
is the real
But I'll tell you
flaming
what,
gun?
if he was around, we'd all want to hang out. Like, we would have him here right
I would
now.
1,000%
I would
wanna
probably
hang
be
out
here
with
for
him.
like fucking 6 days doing a podcast.
To me, it seems
Bro,
like-
rock and roll Jesus, hot pink Jesus,
be like-
Elvis Jesus, they're all great. I would just
be
wanna
like,
It's
hang out with
not
all
the
of them.
Jesus that.
Listen, I never wanted this attention. All right. I was enjoying the good life. Like, I don't understand.
The fuck?
Yeah, my dad is God.
Can someone explain
Why?
this?
I tried to
explain
pass it
this
off to
me.
Charlie Manson.
How?
No, he's like, my dad's not even my dad's a loser. He fucking like he was never in my life. I don't even have a dad.
My
Like, I
dad
don't-
fucking
what the
passed
fuck
me
they're
off.
talking about.
But to fucking Joseph.
Why
of
did people become
Arimathea.
Christian? Like, why? They're like, oh, I worship this guy, but like, I don't believe what he believed because he was Jewish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it
You just
doesn't-
believe in his teachings.
I just believe
Yeah.
in his teachings, but he was Jewish.
I was in Ecuador. Now think about this.
that's
Ecuador.
hard. That's a hard one.
And the dude's like, I said something about they're like something about Christian, and I go, what was your religion? What was the religion before that? And he goes, no, we're Christian. And I'm like, no,
Pagan.
people came here.
and turned you Christian.
Bill,
Yeah.
Bill
You-
Gates.
you
Bill
guys-
Gates in his first incarnation.
Yeah,
came here.
they injected you with Christianity.
yeah,
Bill
I'm like-
Gates
I'm
before
like-
he had a vaccine.
I'm like,
came
listen,
here, which is
There's
like,
a chip
you're a
under
Christian,
your wrist
bitch.
that makes you Christian.
I'm like,
just so we're clear.
200 years ago, 300 years ago,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
400 years ago, you motherfuckers were not Christian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
that's a thing.
You're probably Mayan. You're
Sorry.
probably Mayan, Aztec,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
You guys were into some other shit. Then some people that
Yeah.
looked a lot like you guys.
A lot like me
Yeah.
came here and
Yeah.
was like, yo, you got to check out this Jesus
Yeah.
shit.
Hey,
If
you guys
everyone-
heard of Jesus?
anyone
And they're
did it-
like, no, we got our own guy. And
Or
they're
they
like,
gave
yeah,
him
not
COVID.
any fucking more.
We have multiple guys,
they give you
actually,
COVID.
bro.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they're like, oh, we don't believe in a guy per se, and then they're just like, the Crusades.
Yeah,
like, it's over.
exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, nah.
Exactly.
They're like, listen, not
That's
enough
how
people
white
are
people
into
got
the
COVID.
word of Jesus. So what we're gonna do is murder like 3/4 of the population,
And the rest will
And-
have to go to Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Be like, they're heathens.
Oh,
You
you're
gotta go.
Okay, so here's another fucked up. Okay, we do gotta go. But here's was probably another whole thing.
go.
Do you know what the oldest buildings in the country are? Churches, or even before that, the fucking Christian, the missionaries. Because I've been to some like forts and shit in Texas
okay.
that prior to them
Well,
being forts in
You're saying
1800.
like old like white shit or before white? Because there's even before that.
Yeah, before.
You have like giant hills and stuff.
This is in 1800. It
Okay,
was it was a fucking fort. In 1600, it was a missionary. They were trying. It was Spanish missionary or whatever, trying to
Mission.
push whatever mission, missionary position.
Missionaries.
Missionary
Pushing
to your last basic
Christian,
bitch is
man.
the only way she fucking
Is there any? Is that not a coincidence that missionary and Christian
Basic shit.
Christianity is the same? Like you gotta if you're Christian. You
Yeah, I
gotta be
remember one
missionary.
time. I remember one time a fucking Christian guy was telling me if you fuck a girl from behind or a man from behind, like that's the devil shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the shit.
I was like 10.
Yeah. Oh,
I was like
fuck
10. I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck? Everyone
So-
from behind.
Grab him by the fucking
And the other
hair.
one is Masonic temples.
Yeah, but okay. So what's up is what's
There's
down.
one in Madison.
No, but so
actually.
what's up is what's
There's
down.
one in-
I'm
Dude, and
not,
how old is
listen,
it?
Listen.
It is fucking old. you
Listen,
can just see
listen,
that.
Because
guys.
they,
I
cause
don't
they
know if
were
you
the
gotta
first
demon- I don't
builders to
know-
come to
I don't
America.
know if
Yo.
you
Right.
should demonize Masons. I'm sorry.
Stop. Put the fucking mic in front.
I
of
don't
your
know if we
face.
should demonize Masons. I really
All
don't.
I'm saying all what I said was,
The Christians are
what
the
I
ones who
said,
demonize
listen.
the Masons.
Masons to me is
Listen.
like a pyramid scheme.
hey, all I
Could be.
said was that you guys are fucking.
You don't see the good stuff till the top. Go on.
33.
I'm saying that the oldest buildings in this fucking country are either missions or fucking Masonic temples. Period. If you drive through this country, for the most part, if you drive through this country, Virginia and all that shit,
Remember last one we were looking at?
stop with this.
Remember
Hey,
last time we were
What were
last
we looking?
last episode?
Yeah, what are we looking at?
We were watching fucking indigenous people's fucking places.
Besides
in,
indigenous.
oh, they don't count. You're
I'm
another
saying
one.
that-
You're a Nazi too.
The fucking
first-
yeah.
Tune in
'cause I'm not-
Monday when we have a
Yeah,
full
exactly.
discussion
How
about
come you
about
constantly
buildings,
call
and we're gonna
me
do
fucking
some.
Nazi and everything?
Because you have a shaved head, but that's okay.
Everyone you call me a Nazi for fucking
It's just
some
fun. I
ridiculous
love you.
shit.
He's not a Nazi at all.
He's not a
Nah,
Nazi.
he's
I
got
would.
hair
I'm
growing.
sorry.
I wouldn't
I'm
tolerate
sorry.
that
He
shit.
has hair in
That's
his
for
chest.
certain.
It's coming back too. I see it coming.
And he is a Ginzo, so
It's
Ginzo
not
can't really
coming
be a
back. It's
Nazi.
called
Yeah,
on the top.
yeah. He's
But-
a pasta fazool like this.
If you
fucking,
drive
this bag
through
of scungil
fucking
salad over here.
Virginia, and there's no fucking Indian forts there or anything there now. If you drive through Virginia and you go through the old ass towns, super old towns built during the Civil War, before the Civil War, there's always a fucking church and Masonic temple in
Yes.
every
Oh,
single
yeah.
fucking one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They were the builders.
As far as American architecture, whatever the fuck you want to call it, not Native American, any
Yes.
city that's still standing now, one of the oldest buildings, guaranteed, is a Masonic temple.
You're right. I go back
Cemeteries,
and
and they're
forth.
often close to each other.
Yeah, I go
Cemeteries,
back and
Masonic
forth.
Yeah.
I go back and forth. Like I don't know who the Masons are. I don't know if they're good or bad. It's just like we were talking about a couple episodes ago with Lucifer. I don't know if Lucifer's good or bad. I really don't, because everything is up is what's down. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't
And,
know
like,
either,
the
but
Masons
they have a big
could-
footprint.
But they could also be like, well, why does everything have to be bad? Maybe they're good. Listen, there's a big part of my life where I think Masons are not. But I don't trust everything I'm force fed. So maybe, like, the Masons were
Cox.
persecuted. I take that all the time.
Yeah.
The Masons were persecuted by the Germans, Nazis. They try to kill the Masons. Masons have been.
Yeah, but do you think that's
persecuted.
because there was some reason to want to kill them from a political standpoint?
Well, maybe
Listen,
because
dude,
they
listen,
were
you're
trying to
getting,
be
you're
just.
getting, you're getting
Exactly.
crazy. I mean, you're right. I don't know. That's what my
Maybe
point
they
is,
were.
I don't know.
Listen, I explain government as the gang that put itself into law.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the mob.
Everybody
that then
starts-
writes
They
history.
took over.
Everybody
the
starts in. So when my one friend was like, "Yo, we need to go back to
mob. Anarchy.
anarchist
say it, I didn't say it.
society.
I didn't say that.
We
That
need
was
to go
close
back to an anarchist society." And I said, "Listen, it's not going to work." You say it could work.
It will
blah."
always work.
And I said, "That's how the world started. World started as an anarchist society. Period. Every fucking civilization started as an anarchist society. You know what happened? One society grew fucking vegetables and shit, and then the gang of thieves that lived next door was like, well, we're not going to grow shit. We're going to drink fucking whiskey or whatever and
We're
be
kill a
fucked
virgin.
up.
I'm not growing shit.
And we're just
We're
going
gonna
to
kill
go
the virgin.
and we're going to go and we're going to take their fucking fruit
That's
and
great.
vegetables,
Yeah.
right? So then they
Make
go
'em
and
wear
show up.
Nikes and
And
drink
then what does
fucking
that
Kool-Aid.
village do? And what does that village do?
Jesus.
That village goes, oh, guess what? We're gonna get ourselves an armed force so that we can fucking combat these people when they come to take our food. And then when they come, now it becomes a war. Now this people we got to get more weapons. And eventually they just start they're like, fuck you, this is our land then. And everybody starts trying to expand their land, and they're like, this is our, and we rule it, and you can stay over there. And that's how it's happened everywhere.
And get the fuck out.
Yeah. Like, everybody gets mad at Thanksgiving, right? They're like, oh, we fucking stole this land, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
Probably so, but name me a land where they just go, listen, this is the line. Cool?
Yeah, and these
All
people have
right,
been here
cool,
forever.
yeah.
Forever, bro. Like, no
No,
one
listen,
before.
hey, you just take over there, we'll take over here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, that sounds good. Yeah, man. Never fucking happened.
Never.
Never once.
We're gonna stay here. You guys stay there. We're cool.
Yeah.
Just don't go past like right here.
You're at the
That's it.
middle of the river.
Yeah.
All right?
See where that river is?
You're just-
Be like, well, we only have this little beach,
Yeah,
and you guys
exactly.
have like.
See
that-
Harding right there, right next to Morristown? Don't put your fucking black or Spanish ass past that fucking line. That's what they're gonna say. Yeah.
What? Where'd this guy come? He's the guy that calls me racist
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh,
He drops
No, I'm
in with
saying
that.
what
Comes in with
society says.
He just kept breaking through the wall like the fucking Kool-Aid man, and he's like, hate
Society
speech, ah!
That's what
He's
society
like,
says.
brown
I don't agree with it.
people,
I don't
ah!
agree with it. I don't agree with
He's
it.
like, you're a Spanish guy. Don't go to fucking Harding. Ah!
I don't agree with it, but it's true.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. This has been great. This
All
was so
right.
much fun.
Yo,
Luke.
before we go, real quick, since I still don't have the turntable set up, I am
And a
my
place
people
somebody's
out
gonna get us
there.
fucking
Uh,
demonetized.
L. Michaels Affair just came out with a new record, Adult Themes. It's fucking fantastic. Lettuce just came out with Resonate. White Denim put out World is a Waiting Room, which is actually a really funny fucking album, and a lot of the songs are about the pandemic, and it's just really funny. And I dropped got this fucking EP, Little Sims. SIMZ. Check that shit out. It's really fucking good. It's some different shit.
Ooh.
There you go. There's Henry's
Nice.
music picks.
Where can we find you, Henry?
At my house, don't fucking come there.
Where can we find you on social media to find out about records?
At Crate Keepers, I haven't really been keeping up with my social media.
Yeah, but-
I've been staying away because social media is fucking poison, but I need to use it. I'm sorry to insult people.
He puts out a lot of good records and a lot of all about vinyl and shit like that. You should
But
check
once
it
I
out.
have the turntable set up here and I can actually play some records and stuff, everybody look forward to that because I would like to do a little pre-show. We'll play some records and a little post-show, and play some music for people that maybe you haven't heard before, or maybe you haven't heard in a really long time, and try to turn you on to some really cool shit.
Eat some ecstasy, man.
Yeah.
No.
Eat some Molly.
I mean, you should do that anyway. You know, like
Good for your health.
Yeah, it's good for you. It's actually really good for you. So that's that's allegedly.
Luke, where can we? Thanks for coming on. Where can we get you?
Thank you so much, Luke.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
It's been
you,
a
Luke.
blast. You can find me on the Instagram at Luke R Comedy. You can find me on the Facebook at Luke Rothschild. And you can find me on stage in 2021.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have you here, man. The Dojo Comedy.
Man, I'm happy.
Cannot wait to
You
have
can
you
find
here.
him on his
Excited.
spaceship with the rest of his lizard
He's headed to Mars.
people.
Yeah, man, I'm off to DC after this. I got a quick flight.
He's got.
Then I'm out to the other
I gotta-
side, of the ice bridge.
Yeah.
Past Antarctica.
No,
Gotta
but
go
seriously,
catch
man,
a
it was
private
great.
jet.
Luke, seriously, it was awesome. We want to have you back anytime. I can't wait to have you in the club.
A lot of fun.
Also,
Take
freethinker.tv
Yep.
Ooh.
is the website, and it's basically an aggregate of our podcasts and video shows and stuff like that. So check that out. We also, that's what the Twitch is now. The Twitch is now freethinker.tv. So basically that's going to be the collective. We're also on Podbean. We're live on Podbean. I bailed out on that.
We're
Some
going to be on
peop-
Broken Simulation soon
Ooh.
with Sam Tripoli. All of our shows will be up there.
Some people have joined and then
Impressive.
left. There's there's nobody in there now. But it's fine.
Damn you, Bean.
They probably, because I need to get the cable out into there, and then we'll be,
We gotta do some work.
yeah.
Sweet water.
Yeah, so, I mean, check us out. We got freethinker.tv. All of our stuff will be there. Clint's podcast will be there. My podcast is coming out on Monday, or actually, it's probably going to not be released until next Friday, but Henry's live streams and obviously No Carnival Parking. You can find me at Real Junebug on Instagram and No Carnival Parking on Twitter. Any of the Swarm is out. Thank you so much for the Swarm supporting us. We got more content coming. We got a lot of fun stuff coming, and
They really find that offensive, buzzing.
thank you so much. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate your time.
Thanks
They
again,
find
guys.
that
Fun being
offensive.
here.
Well,
Great
you
ass
guys always
podcast.
do that, and you just sign off, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I was supposed to also sign off.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, no. We're still live, and it's just me. You guys are just, you're like, oh, yeah, it's what